Take two.
Hello everyone, how is everyone doing today?
Good.
God is good.
All the time.
That's right.
All the time.
All the
There
time,
you
God
go.
is good. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Fatima Shabazz. I'm the founder of Panasha Divine Essentials, which is a holistic health ministries here in Miami-Dade County. I work a lot with Minister Inky every time he comes to town. Of course, preaching the gospel of health and wellness. We already know a lot of our people tend to suffer from all type of health ailments and things like that. What I would like to do is just take a moment to let you guys know some of the things that we have going on. Tomorrow, we're having a health and wellness gala down in Homestead. And it's going to be several different wellness experts there talking about health from many different perspectives, from raw foods to the chakra systems to alkalizing the body. The minister's going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm a holistic lifestyle coach and a healing food chef. I teach people how to use food as medicine and the science of nutrition. Brother Basulu App is going to be there. He's a yoga instructor. He teaches flexibility of life. My sister over here, Najish, she's going to be there, herbalist. So we welcome you guys to come out and support the event, be a part of the event, and do something holistically for Mother's Day. You know, if mama isn't healthy, then nobody's healthy. So again, I just wanted to take this time before the minister come up and give you guys this amazing information that I know he's about to provide you with, and let you know that we welcome you to come out to our Health and Wellness Gala. I'm going to leave some of the flyers for the event tomorrow on the table, and if you have any questions about the Wellness Gala or any of the products or services that we offer here local in Miami, any of the programs or workshops, feel free to just get with me or the minister, and we'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce Minister Inky.
Thank you. All right, so, well, we're waiting on the woman of honor. She's on her way. People asked me on the way down, they said, you know, there seems to be more excitement around this Miami visit than usual. Not necessarily for the public, just in the private for us. And the reason for that is I don't know how it would feel, how to put into words, how to articulate what it would feel like a year after I was given a death sentence. I don't know what that would feel like. But the woman whose life we're here to celebrate, over a year ago, doctors told her that she had, what was it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Yeah, a couple weeks. Check into a hospice. Okay? We've done all we could do, and that's it. All right? That was over a year ago. Right now she's still doing push-ups and jumping jacks and all that every morning. All right? So she'll be here shortly, and she'll be able to articulate that sentiment to you. In terms of what we have going on tomorrow, Fatima already said a lot, but what I want to say is that it's a very intimate setting, and we don't often get to do that. So a lot of times we have events like this, even a part of churches, we meet in the church, but then after we leave, there's no fellowship. So, you know, the conscious community, whatever community you're part of, fellowship is very important. So tomorrow, it's a private lecture. Everyone's invited. Lakeside, it's going to be very nice. It's going to be food, raw, vegan. It's going to be very nice. So I won't talk you guys to death, but we do have the products also. So at the end, we will be doing diagnostics, and I think we're going to do the promo giveaway for the clothing line, and I think we might do some discounts and some other giveaways and all that kind of good stuff. So, is it on the?
No, it's on you.
Oh, okay.
It's on you.
All right. Well, we want to put us both in. Yeah, me and the screen.
Do you think the lights
So we
will
can get started.
light out and you better to see like people in the back? Yeah, the light.
What do you think, Jim? If we turn the light out? Oh, it don't have like the.
I think it's over there.
Yeah, it's not seen. It's gonna be the whole thing.
It's the whole.
Oh, is that a problem?
Yeah, the whole thing's
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Because it'd be better to see
Yeah.
the people in the microphone.
No. All the lights.
Can you turn out the ones in the front, or will they turn on all of them?
Everybody's cool.
I think that'll be better
Oh,
because
that's
it's
awesome.
not hard to see it, you know, the lights.
No, we want to turn it off.
Oh,
Turn off, come on.
Oh, that is it. Okay, yeah. So it's just.
oh,
Turn them off.
that's,
Yeah.
oh, you should do that side and leave this one. Cause it's more on that side. Turn that side.
Yeah, like that.
Like that?
No, I was thinking like.
Moving the other side?
Yeah, there we go.
That works. How the camera look?
It's on you. It's not clear.
All right, that's fine. They don't need to see me. They see me enough. As long as they see that, they can hear my voice, I'm good. At the end, I want to make sure they get to see the shirt. That's important. Got to see the shirt. Good?
Yes.
All right, so this right here, Sister Fatima already asked me, okay, Minister, you already starting your stuff up. What is that big word right there on the bottom? All right, this is a future lecture that I'm actually going to do in Atlanta. All right, so it's a little dark, but it says coming soon to Atlanta. I'm going to be talking about the difference between photosynthesis and chemiluminescence. Okay, chemiluminescence, a little sciencey, but for those of us that have been studying melanin and things like that, there's a difference between how organisms process light for energy. And so we want to be able to talk about that. Photosynthesis is not necessarily the star of the show. All right, we're going to get to a point where we're radiating our light outward. All right?
That's right.
But today's lecture is the truth about acids and proteins. All right? Now, the reason why I thought it was important to do this lecture is because everywhere I go, this seems to be the two buzzwords in terms of diet. Minister, you know, we're staying away from the acid, we're doing alkaline. Okay, well, you know, Dr. Sebi said we don't need protein. You need protein. I'll tell you that right now. You have to have protein. Okay? And acids are so crucial to your existence that without any acid, you wouldn't even be here. All right? So we're going to talk about these things so we can get a good understanding. And the reason why I have Egyptian Microbiology 101 is because I want to show you where the Western academia has lifted these sciences right off the walls of your pyramid. So we had this first, and it's important for us to know that for the younger generations coming up. All right, because we seem to be stuck in a groove where our babies are still looking to be in entertainment somewhere. All right, they don't have intellectual aspirations. All right, and until we get there, there's no wealth building. There's no wealth building outside of your mind.
That's right.
Okay, that body is going to run out. Okay, the body's going to run out, and things are beginning to get more vicious in terms of the contracts that we're being put under. All right. A sister that she's in the music business right now. She just informed me that in the new contracts that women are getting, there's stipulations that say they have to manipulate their body in certain ways. All right, they want them to get larger top. They want them to get larger back, even if it takes years off their life. Okay, so we have to get to the point where we understand our bodies, because if we don't, the people that do will control you. All right, so. Alkaline versus charge. We're going to get right into it. Can an acid have a healthy negative charge? If the acid has extra electrons to donate, is it then healthy? What does that mean? Extra electrons. Who has heard of antioxidants? All right, I'm going to need y'all to make some sounds. Okay, the video camera does not pick up hands. Okay, who has heard of antioxidants? All right, good. That means that it's a mineral or a vitamin that has extra electrons to donate to your body. That's what makes it healthy. That's what helps it to pull toxins out, all right, without getting too sciencey. And the reason why we have to understand that is because due to the health trend, where everybody's trying to alkalize, people are taking these synthetic chemicals, people are drinking that Cajun water out of that machine like it's new, like it's natural, okay? There's no such mechanical way to imitate a natural process. You cannot get natural anything out of a machine, period. Does not matter what technology they tell you they're using, okay? They're not using riverbeds and oceans, so it's not real water. So what's happening? All across the country, you have people losing the ability to produce enough hydrochloric acid in their stomach. This is an acid. This is very crucial to your existence. And we have to do these basic things. Because without the proper acid in the stomach, there's nothing that you can put in your body that's going to reach it. So you can have all my products, saline, Jehovah Mahara, like you could get something from Saturn. It doesn't matter. It'll never make it to your bloodstream. It'll never make it to your organs. It'll never make it to your tissues because your body won't be able to break it down sufficiently for digestion. You need an acid stomach. Acid is what digests your food. We have to have a balance in the body. So that blind running away from acid is only running you towards the pharmacy. Okay, because a lot of people are now sick because they've over-alkalized their body. And once you over-alkalize the body, you're going to run into two things. Either your body will not be able to digest food, or it's going to pull all the hydrogen from the cells to produce hydrochloric acid, hydrochloric acid. So hydrogen is the main ingredient, and all of your cells will be dehydrated. Okay? Very simple. Now, that was just an example. This is a bunch of acids your body needs. But this is the most important one. And this is why I laugh when people talk about they know science and they tell me you don't need acids. Any acid in your body is a poison. Oh yeah? What about your DNA? Your DNA is an acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Acid. How can you live on acid? You see? So the people that are telling you you need acid in your body, they're not doing first-hand research. They're not doing first-hand study. They're regurgitating something they heard from somebody else. DNA holds the blueprint for your life. No acid, no DNA. And as we over-alkalize the body, we don't have the natural acids to replace and repair your DNA. And as your DNA starts to try to repair itself and it duplicates incorrectly, we know that as a part of aging or premature aging. Okay? So this is very simple. All right? Everybody knows I usually come down and do like a 25-hour. We're not going to do that today. Try to get y'all out of here while the sun's still out there. All right? So, but this is what I think I'm going to talk about in terms of DNA. Because we've all heard about DNA, right?
Yes.
All right, good. And DNA has the blueprint for the body's everything, right?
Yes.
Who writes the information into the DNA? Anybody? That's close. RNA is secondary. DNA actually uses RNA in the first step towards making proteins and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Ooh.
Red blood cell acid.
No. You've been watching that stinky stuff. But it's not the plasmid, but that's close. It's the actual histones. All right, histones. We're going to talk about histones and what histones are. All right, but I have to keep bringing this up because this is very important. Because this is the first place that I learned about histones. Okay, it is in one of your ancient stories. It's called the Agbo. All right, the eight quote unquote gods that control creation. All right? This is from Egypt. All right? They had 8 gods that controlled creation. Now, the problem is, when we look back at other civilizations, we don't understand how they use language. So we're looking for them to use the same words we do. They didn't do that. They used what's called mnemonic devices. And a mnemonic devices is something that it uses to, it's cool, you can keep it on the slides. Yeah. A mnemonic device is something that you use to remember something complicated. All right? So we talked about these 8 masters of creation. This is very important because these hit stones is what actually writes your DNA code. All right? So these were the Egyptian names, and when the Greeks got this, they changed it, and they changed the names to the Greek versions, which is Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, Osiris, Isis, Set, Nephthys, etc. Horus and Anubis don't belong, but to the children, etc., etc. But Atum is the unseen creator. All right? What they're talking about is what goes on in your cellular environment. Okay? So they weren't even talking about physical gods somewhere out there, because they only believed in one God. One. The rest of these multitudes of gods are things that we did not understand. All right? They were talking about microbiology. All right? Now, these are some of the books that they've created because I want people to leave here and go do their own research outside of Minister Inky on this subject. Okay? It's called Biosemiotics. These are some of the books right here. If it snaps out. Oh, there you go. Biosemiotics. So these are some of the books I've been studying on biosemiotics, and I thought I would throw them up there for you just for your study. So when you get the DVD or the slide, you'll be able to see it. All right? But there's a whole entire canon of science of how they have translated your information into the wealth of this planet and then locked you out of getting it. That's a problem for me. My family always been struggling. In fact, if something happens and we stop struggling, I don't even know if everybody in Egypt. People have a stroke. Okay? We're not used to anything outside of that. All right? So, let me give you a quick timeline. This is very important to understand this timeline. 1798, Napoleon invades Egypt. Okay? 1798, Napoleon invades Egypt. 1859, Charles Darwin comes with The Origin of Species, based on Napoleon's findings. 10 years later, Francis Galton, his cousin, comes with Hereditary Genius. These are the beginnings of the eugenics movement. Okay? Are we all familiar with what that is, eugenics?
Yes. Yes.
And some of us are not. Okay. Are we all?
Yes.
Okay, good. So these are the beginnings of the eugenics movement. You have positive eugenics and you have negative eugenics. All right? Who knows what the word connotation means? Okay. Connotation means that there's a feeling or mood associated with the word that is not necessarily what that word means. Okay? So when you hear eugenics, eugenics has a negative connotation to it because we know that usually that means that we're in trouble. Right? But there's positive eugenics and negative eugenics. Positive eugenics is using microbiology to create healthier people. Negative eugenics is using microbiology to control or get rid of undesirable people. Okay? So they began their eugenics movement starting with what they found in Egypt. Now in 1880, William Flinders Petrie begins the study of the Egyptian sacred sciences, etc., that they stole. This is what becomes eventually your biosemiotics. And it's important to see this timeline so you can link the names and the faces. I like to do that. I don't like to talk in generalities. Like you know the date, the name, who did it. Okay? 1900, Max Planck develops the science of black body radiation. All right? Black body radiation. As soon as I even read that, I was like, wow. So over 100 years ago, they knew why black folks get in the room and get hot. There's a science to that. There's a reason why you cannot go outside in the wintertime and run in small shorts without a jacket. But there are people you see doing that, no? Why aren't they cold? Have you never asked yourself that? Oh, okay. That's right. is a different biology. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong with that. Every single veterinarian knows that. Every veterinarian knows that. When a lion comes in the veterinarian establishment, they do not treat that lion like they treat a deer. If they have a grizzly bear in one room, they're not going to treat that grizzly bear with the same thing they treat a polar bear with. Why is it that black folks don't get that? Everybody else has got that. Europeans develop European hospitals for European health. Jewish folks develop Jewish hospitals for Jewish health. There's nothing wrong with that. Chinese people have Chinese hospitals for Chinese health. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't have that. We keep piling up in the emergency room. We're going in there with headaches and coming out of there with staph infections. You got a twisted ankle, you're coming out of there with MRSA. You're coming out of there with a virus you can't even get rid of. And your butt could have slept that twisted ankle off. But you didn't think that way. Because you're programmed to run because you don't understand your body. You don't know how your body heals. My wife just broke her leg. I fixed it. I got the x-rays on my Instagram. You on my Instagram, you can look at your bones. They're up there. I fixed it. Because you can go to any hospital and ask the doctor, how do you fix a bone? And they tell you, we can't. All we do is put a cast on it so you don't further damage it. The bone heals itself. It's nutrition. Okay. All right. So, is it important to know? Black body radiation, Max Planck. At the same time, Max Planck's associate, Carl Landsteiner, was developing the blood types. Okay? So blood types and black body radiation both came out at the same time based on this line of information that's coming out of Egypt. Okay? Now, the very next year, this is important, the very next year, so we have black body radiation being discovered. And what things are covered under black body radiation? Black holes, dark matter, the universe, creation, the cosmos, Big Bang, everything comes out of black body radiation. Blood types, all of your medical establishment, right there. The very next year, in 1901, Reverend Frederick Taylor Gates designed the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, now known as Rockefeller University. Reverend Gates' father was a doctor, and John D. Rockefeller was a cure-all snake salesman. Okay? This is before the oil fortune. Alright? So one thing you gotta know about history is that the families that are ultra-rich right now had a beginning to their fortune. At some point, they were dirt poor. Which means that there's nothing stopping you from doing the same thing. You just gotta learn who you are and come together. Alright? So, these were people that were into health. All four gentlemen were staunch eugenicists though. Reverend Gates, John D. Rockefeller, these were eugenicists. Alright? They then developed the Rockefeller Foundation and becoming the trustee of, Reverend Gates became the trustee of the Rockefeller Foundation in 1913. Very important. Gates served as a president of the General Education Board, which became the leading foundation in the field of education and medicine in America. You can look it up on your smartphone. 1910, the Rockefeller Institute hires Abraham Flexner to write a report shutting down all U.S. medical schools that are not reporting to the Rockefeller Institution. Okay? Because there's something that a lot of people don't know. They think that this holistic stuff is some new trendy thing. No. Medicine is new. That's the trend. These plants were here before us. I wrote a book on a lecture that I did maybe over 2 years ago. And in the book, I was talking about chlorophyll cells, plant cells, being the precursor to our red blood cells. And I showed them both. And I showed the difference between a chlorophyll cell, a plant cell, which is that it has magnesium at its core, and a red blood cell, which has iron at its core. That's the only difference. The magnesium is what gives it the green color. Okay? But that's the only difference. So I had a brother want to debate, oh, where did you get that from, brother? Blah, 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 blah. And he answered himself. I said, so you don't read books. I can tell you don't read. Because in his argument, he said, yeah, if plants or cells was a precursor to human cells, then humans would have plant DNA. I said, dude, you got a smartphone, right? Why don't you Google that? And you're going to find out that depending on whose research you see, we do. 30 to 50% of our DNA we share with plants. There was no oxygen on this planet. This planet could not support life until the plants, the microalgae in the ocean. We don't get most of our oxygen from trees, we get most of our oxygen from the water. The microorganisms, the microbiology, what we can't see, the things that we can't see are the things that control life on this planet. And your ancestors documented that first in detail. In fact, there's no new science yet, because all they've been doing is decoding the science you left from 5,000 years ago.
That's right.
All right. So, the Rockefeller Institute shuts down all natural remedies, all right, based on what they found out in 1900. That's important, because they realized that the natural remedies were not something that was conducive to them getting ahead. Only you. Only you. So they had to close down those institutions and close down the schools that were teaching those things. Okay? So, the Rockefeller Foundation gets with IG Farben. Who's ever heard of IG Farben? This is important, because you probably spending money with them. Anybody heard of Bayer? Aspirin?
Yes.
Anybody ever bought some, took some, used some?
Yes.
All right. That's IG Farben. Okay? IG Farben is the company that was making the gas for the gas chambers in the Holocaust. And now we're paying and buying chemicals to take on voluntarily. All right? So the Rockefeller Foundation, IG Farben, and the DuPonts got together. They funded the Nazi movement, and they also funded molecular biology. All right? Human science of man. And the reason they called it molecular biology because they were going to launch it and call it straight eugenics. But Margaret Sanger and they got a bad name. So they came up with molecular biology. All right? Francis Crick and Watt, the guys who quote unquote map the DNA. All right? Now, the reason why I have this pic here is because these guys are famous for mapping the DNA, and I just told you they got all the information from your ancestors and they just decoding, breaking down, using the Rosetta Stone. They don't know what they're talking about. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Hold on. How sharp does my boy look?
Not sharp at all.
I know he discovered doing this guy? Come on. And this boy looks mystified.
Right.
All right? So we got to understand this stuff, right? Because we spend money with these folks, no? They own everything. How do you run the subway system? How do you get PC from the subway system? Who are these people? We gotta know this stuff. It's important. Because we're sending our babies to the institutions. What are they learning there? Is what they learning they're going to help you? Has it helped you yet?
Nope.
Why are we the sickest people on the planet? See, that's a problem. If nobody's talking about that to you, they don't love you. You're the sickest people on the planet. The sickest. Not black folks in general, American blacks. Us. We. We leading cancer, diabetes. Our black women, y'all in trouble. Yeah, keep doing that little attitude thing, they're going to be dead in a few years. With the attitude. The attitude's going to be gone. Because we're going to be gone. The American black woman leads the entire planet in hysterectomies. Having her entire reproductive system removed. Now, where is the connection between that and these institutions I'm talking about? Very simple. 80% of the women that have partial and even full hysterectomies, they went to sleep. They went under medication thinking they were getting a completely different procedure. And when they woke up, part or all of their reproductive system was gone. And the doctors, there's no recourse for these women. You know why? Because we're not studying our body. So we don't know how to reverse these situations naturally. Number two, we don't read. I'm going to say that like 100 times today. So if we remember nothing else, it's minister said read. We don't read. And people get mad at me when I say that. How are we not going to be stupid if we don't study? I mean, there's just no way around it. If you're not learning, then we're done. We're going into the hospital, we're signing papers, right? They give you a nice thick stack. You don't look at it, you just sign. You're giving them permission to do anything they want to you. They're removing their organs, and guess what? They're selling them.
Or eating it.
They're selling them. Okay? And they're making a fortune. So before we get into the moral part or any other part, right? Where's our money?
Okay.
Why are we still struggling? My God didn't put me here to struggle. I'm going to let y'all know that. So I don't know what y'all do with personally. My God didn't send me here to struggle.
Okay.
Period. So how is it that somebody can remove something from your body and sell it for $20, $30, $50, $100,000 and not give you a piece of it? Yeah, and they charge you for it. It's crazy. It's in your bill. All right. We got to get it. All right, we got to get it. I talk about it all the time. You never been to a funeral where you've seen the eyes of the person, right? Because they remove those and sell them first. The coroner sells those for $10,000, the retinas. Immediately. How many people would just choke the funeral director almost to death if they found out they mutilated the body of your husband, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your uncle? Who told you to cut part of his eyeballs off? And then we struggle so much burying somebody. Did you sell those for $10,000? Hold on, maybe you sold me a coffin for $5,000. Hold up, wait a minute. Where's my money? Where's my money? All right. You gotta get this. All of these schools, when they started the microbiology movement, all the schools that I just showed, the Rockefeller Foundation gave them $50 million apiece to start the research. Since then, the money has risen every year. All right? $50 million to start with, a piece per school. Who makes an investment and does not look to get anything out of it? So if I line up 10 schools and pay them $50 million apiece to accomplish a goal, it's fair to say that it might be important, no? It's fair to say that I might have an end game. I might have a hidden motive. Maybe something that I'm looking to do. I'm not going to spend a million. Is that a million? Is that 50 million times 10? Is that 500 million per year? Unless that 500 million per year can secure me at least $1 billion a year, no? Because as a businessman, if I make an investment and it doesn't come back to me, I don't continue making the investment. I learn from that, okay, well, I made a few mistakes when we started the business. If I keep putting more money there and more money there, that's because the return is getting larger, so now I have more capital to invest. When is the return coming in on this money? You! All right. Somebody buying the pharmaceutical drugs? No? No one talk about it? That's what we do. From the cradle to the grave. You see? You don't understand your body, so you don't know what's happening with you. If I ask, well, I'm not going to put you on the spot. But when I started my health journey, somebody embarrassed me and put me on the spot. So I'll tell you about that. And asked me, did I know the ingredients to the last meal I fed my child. I'm like, yeah, of course. What are you talking about? It's chicken, it's macaroni, I mean, it's cheese. And chicken. What do you mean? Ingredients. It's like, see, you're stupid. How you don't know what you fed your child? You don't care about your child? What do you mean? Care about my child? I care about my child. I love my child. And how do you love your child and you don't know what you're feeding them? Hey, he slapped me in the face even harder. Bam! He said, what kind of gas you put in your car? I said, 93. He said, see how fast you answered that? How do you know the ingredients of what you feed your car? You don't know the ingredients of what you feed your children. See? You're being desensitized from the moment you set your foot in school and you show your children, you start learning that people are kids. I don't call my children kids. I have children. See? You let somebody brainwash you and call them their children animals. Now, when you feed animals, you don't worry about the ingredients. You're trying to give them the cheapest thing possible to fill them up. That's what you do with animals, with kids. With children, you're supposed to be monitoring every ingredient. So you're monitoring their growth. You're building them. You're building them. You're building them. And just a little FYI, food stamps, benefit cards, all that works at Whole Foods. Okay, so you're not locked into the local supermarket. Okay? Because we'll get online real quick for a pair of Jordans or some purses or whatever. I tell people they got to drive 20 minutes over to get some groceries. They're like, all over there. I'm like, family, you stood online for 3 days to get sneakers. You're not going to drive 20 minutes to get quality food? You're more concerned about what's on the outside of your body than what's on the inside? You don't want to live. Because we fight for what we want. Anything we want, we fight for it. Especially the men. I'm a man, I know better. The woman you with right now probably don't want you right away. But you worked to convince her, didn't you? Letters, poems, take her out, screen your leg, whatever. Why are you not that serious about your health? I was talking to a sister. She telling me that, I'm not really paying attention to my health needs. I said, well, you're not either. That's why I'm not that blessed. It's not my health. I don't know with mine. I can only work with you just as serious as you willing to work with yourself. So I know, based on how much supplements you take, how much you care about yourself. Oh, well, I only have this much. Okay, cool. I'm looking at your outfit. Your outfit is awesome. See, I'd rather look terrible on the outside than be shining on the inside. You look good on the outside and be terrible looking on the inside. It's so many women, oh my God, the houses be so clean. You can eat off their kitchen floor. They're going to make sure that kitchen clean. But what about their colon? What about their lungs? Women yelling at their children to clean up that kitchen. You gonna go outside and smoke me a cigarette? Huh? You worry about the kitchen, not the lungs. The lungs is what pulls the life and to animate your body. I mean, I could go on for 2 years just talking about that. I gotta go on the slides. We got to love ourselves. All right? So from the cradle to the grave, this is important. All right? The cradle to the grave. How many women have seen this before? I talk about this a lot because I want y'all to get this. I try to talk about this little stinking machine in every city that I speak to black folks. How many of us have seen this machine? Come on, ladies. I know you got children. That's what they put the baby in. And why do they tell you you need to put your baby in this machine?
Oh, because of the
Keep the baby warm.
yeah.
You don't put the baby in this machine, the baby could get cold and die. Now see, this is where you don't have to know science. All you gotta do is use your common sense. This machine has only been around for what? 50 or 100 years? How long have people been around? So what were we doing before this machine? So See? And then I talk about my favorite movie. Red. How many of you seen Red? See? Don't follow me. This is Simon Says. Simon Says answer with voices. I just tricked y'all. Okay? In the movie Ray, when Ray was a child, his mom used to always tell him, scratch a lie, find the thief. Scratch a lie, find the thief. So we scratch this lie about us meeting this machine where the baby's dying, and we'll find the thief. This machine converts the bilirubin, which is the hormone that your liver creates to destroy fat, bacteria, and viruses. This machine converts that bilirubin into ammonia. Say that again. Get close to it too. This machine converts the natural substance in your liver into ammonia. You do not have to believe me. I'm not one of those guys. Minister Indy is not into metaphysics, which is a fancy word for made-up baloney. You can pick out your smartphone and look it up. I always say that all the time. I like you to verify. Okay? I'm not here to do your homework for you. I'm here to do homework with you. We're studying together. We should all be holding each other's hands on this health journey. Because if somebody didn't hold mine, I wouldn't be in front of the room right now. I had a stroke. My heart stopped. And I knew this information for 10 years before then. So I had the information and still wasn't doing what I needed to do. Like many of us here probably. Probably had something this morning for breakfast we know we shouldn't have had. Right? I had ice cream. Vegan, of course. Ice cream nonetheless. Slamming too. Okay. But this machine converts bilirubin into ammonia. Alright? This creates low blood calcium levels. It inhibits the ability of the child's pineal gland to secrete melatonin. Now, why are these two things very important? Because calcium is what controls all the electricity in your body. The calcium ion channels on the outside of the cell membrane is what controls all the electricity in your body, even your ability to think. Okay? You can't even think. This is why your children can't sit down. You will let them folks radiate their brain so that they resistance. I mean, how many of us would give our newborn babies a cup or a little bottle of ammonia to drink? Really? Anybody? No?
No.
You put them on that machine and it's done. They're drinking ammonia. I be giving them folks, man, they'd be upset with me by the time I leave the establishment. Pineal gland's ability to secrete melatonin. Melatonin is, I know we've heard some fanciful stuff, but what melatonin does is it repairs all the cells in your body, all the tissues and organs. You're destroying your child's ability to heal itself before it even leaves the hospital. Just by not having information. Just by allowing somebody to do something to your child and you not understanding it. A lot of us are so scared. We don't want to ask questions. I ask questions until I understand or nothing can happen. Or nothing, or not. Or not. Right now, my daughter's 13. She is super tight with me right now because her friends, they were on like the senior trip and I told her you can't go. Or not. Because we paid for it, we signed the permission slip, and then Wednesday, the trip's Friday, Wednesday, they send us a liability form that says if your child goes on any trips, we are not liable for anything that happens to them. I was like, see, we're not signing this. And then we had a little whole argument, and she came back the next day huffy puffy and said all the other kids in her class signed it, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, because they don't read. It's a guarantee that I will destroy your school's PTA meeting if I wave this thing around and ask them to read it. like the 11th or 10th sentence. And if any third-party public transportation, blah, 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 or any of our schools or our school's employees have your child, we are not liable for any loss or damages sustained to the child. I was like, ooh, I don't like this language. You talking about my child like a jacket. Like, yeah, I'm gonna borrow your jacket for a few days, you know, if it's a little thing in it, you know, we'll take care of that. No. Because even if you borrow my jacket and you put a hole in it, I want you to fix that. But my child, all right. We have to read. All right? We have to read. All right? Now, I'm going to say we have to read, and then I'm going to say I'm not going to read this. Now, but what this is, this will be a part of DVD for your research. This is the history, a short history of the Fool Society. Who's ever heard of the Fool Society?
No.
Okay.
No.
The Fool Society was the scientific branch of the Nazis. This was their reign. All the members of the Fool Society wore what was called the Black Sun. The Black Sun. Didn't we just show how they came with the black body radiation and the Rockefeller? Okay, you gotta get it. But they're not playing with you. And if somebody doesn't tell you this, your eyes will be closed forever. You keep popping pills hoping to get better. Okay? This is the origins of biosemiotics. This is the origins of converting your science into theirs. Your wealth into theirs. Your health into theirs. Why is that important for us? Because we're us. I think y'all get that. It's important for us because we are us. So when I talk about certain things, let me give you the meaning so you get that. I say, well, Minister, why are you always talking about us in reference to other people? Because I am us.
That's right.
Why would I want any other group except the group I belong to be on top? No? See, we're being beat down so long that we're losing the will to survive. We're losing the will to survive. History of the Fool Society. There's a gentleman, let me find his name. This is too small, I know you can't get it. F.S. Rothschild. His name was, what was his name, the first name? Frederick. Yeah, Friedrich. Okay, Friedrich Samuel Rothschild. Okay, he is the inventor of biosemiotics. You see? Biosemiotics. This is very awesome and important. Okay? Which one is natural? This is very important. Because see, when I throw up stuff on my Instagram, right? Every so often I'll throw up something a little provocative. And people look at that, and I look at my friends and I say I lose friends when I do that. I'm like, yo, what is up with these people? I don't know whether they're too religious or they're too smart. But you know, without, the man and the woman, there's none of us. We won't be here in 5 generations if we're not paying attention to that. If we're not studying that. How many people here read the Bible from time to time? We look in there. Anybody? Voices. How many people have read the entire Bible?
Yes.
What were the first 2 orders that you got in that book? Say that again. Be fruitful. Okay. So meditation's not saying you do that. It's in the Bible. The first thing, be fruitful and multiply. Someone is taking that away from you. Someone's taking the ability to be fruitful and multiply away from you. Now, if God tells me to do something and someone gets in the way of me doing it, then who would that person be? Okay, I'm going to go back to the slides. So, which one is natural? I was surprised to find out after I had a zillion children that twins were the natural state of birth. Twins. Women having one child is because their body's not healthy to have two. You have 2 eggs. 2 eggs. One on each side. Right? Novels, ladies? Girls, come on.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, better say yes. I hope y'all know this. Okay? So you got 2 eggs. When the man releases 500 million sperms, I mean, that should be more than enough to get to the 2. But men are having prostate problems. So the fluid that our prostate releases is not alkaline enough to overwhelm the heavy acid that our unhealthy systems are cultivated in their bodies. So we are lucky if one of them happens to get in. And then we've been conditioned to think that identical twins are natural every so often. That's not. You only get identical twins when one egg is fertilized, but the woman's womb is so acid. It's so acid that it splits the cell in 2. That's how you get identical twins. When you have fraternal twins, a boy and a girl, or 2 boys that look different, that means that both of those eggs were successfully fertilized and carried to maturity. That's natural. Your body is based on twins. Your DNA is a twin. It's 2 sides that come together, split for replication. You have 2 lungs, 2 sides to the heart. Everything in your body comes that way. This is the natural way you're supposed to be. God wouldn't put 2 there if you didn't need them. You put 1. Save some room. More efficient. Okay? This is the natural state. You gotta understand, you gotta see what's happening. Who's taking this away from you? And yes, those are my babies.
So what about quadruplets?
Anything past 2 is the same thing like identical twins. You're dealing with eggs being split open. And that's how they develop the medicine that they use, the pharmaceuticals, to induce multiple twins and all that kind of stuff. All it does is just add nitrogen to the womb. Get you a nice little ammonia addition there. You're ready to split some cells. Okay?
So what about the women that didn't have that and they having like quadruplets, but they
Well, they acid from where they live.
but they're unidentical, but they try to
Right. It's acid. That's the only way to split themselves. It's acid. That's all. They're doing it unnaturally in a regular way. So they think that it's natural. But what's happening is from the time they was born, they probably got Similac after 2 weeks. They didn't get breastfed. Okay, you got to get breastfed at least 2 years. All right, at least 2 years. All right, so a lot of these children are raised on Similac. All right, what's in Similac? Animal proteins. Okay, animal DNA. So why would you give your infant the DNA, which is the blueprint, the instructions to grow like an animal? That's what that is. Taking DNA from an animal, you're giving your body instructions to grow like an animal. Okay. So the babies probably started with Similac, and by the time they're like 1 year old, right, they get chewed up dinner. So I'm eating chicken and french fries and macaroni and cheese, I'm gonna chew it up, stick some in your mouth. You get a little bigger, you can get you a whole french fry. Chicken nugget. Put you right on some cow's milk. Start making you sandwiches. Give you a nice little yeast, right? Bread, yeast. Give you some cow snot milk, right? Huh? Okay. These people need acid, and then people look at me. Well, so I'm going to take this cleanse, so it lasts for 2 weeks. How many do I need? Well, you about 45 years old. How long you been eating chicken and steak and drinking beer and Pepsis in 40 years? And you think there's a plant on this planet that's going to clean that out in 3 days? Okay. We don't have no sense because we don't read it. So we just believe anything. We're a microwave society. We believe that we can live a unhealthy lifestyle and be healthy. We believe that we can buy a chair and sit in it, and all of a sudden, whoop! Look at my six pack. Oh my goodness. They even have belts now. You try to sell me a belt. I want to get a jump rope and a wheel. Okay? You need to get a six pack, go get you a wheel. There is nothing more effective to develop your abs than a wheel, and they cost $7. That wheel with the handle, get on your knees and you, that's it. That is a complete gym. Minister Inky's telling you right now, get a wheel and a jump rope. And it's $13 and you have the complete body workout. Period. Cardio, weights, everything. Obliques, hamstrings, ladies getting the butt up, everything. Jump rope and a wheel. That's it. He tried to sell me some electric thing that I put on my stomach, and I put a battery in it, and it shoots electricity into my stomach, and then I just take it off and I have a six pack. I said, how many is you selling? He said, we're selling out. I said, okay. Meanwhile, his belt, his stomach rolled up his belt. So you know me. I said, you ain't got one? I said, yeah, I got one. I'm good. Let me get my wheel. I see your results. Let me get my wheel. All right? So these are the histones. All right? So we're coming back around to the histones. This is important. Because the histones are what control your DNA. All right? And that's 4 sets of twins. The ovule. All right? And this is what they look like. We're going to go into a little bit more detail. All right? I just wanted to show you what they look like. All right, your DNA does not look like this. This is a picture scientists use to control people that don't study themselves. And your DNA doesn't look like that. Period. Your DNA looks like dreadlocks. Why would that be important to not show people? Everybody on this planet can't grow dreadlocks. That would be interesting if everybody knew your DNA naturally dreadlocks. Well, hold on, brother. I don't have dreads. These are just locks. Okay. All right. People be hitting you in the head with that. I used to have long locks. You're like, no, what you got? Those locks? No, these are dreads. No, brother, you can't see dreads. That's a derogatory term the Europeans gave because they seen us and they were scared of us with the long dreads, and they said they're dreads. I was like, well, I bet we had more respect at that time than we do now.
That's right.
So I'm going to roll with the
It
dreads.
was the opposite.
I got dreads. You can have sweet locks if you want. Okay? You can have your Goldilocks. They made those cute. Oh, you got locks. It's nice and cute. Okay? You're not cultivating your power being cute. You're not going anywhere as a people with cute. Cute and fun are for children. That's not what life is about. Life is about work. You see? The only way you enjoy life is doing the work you love. But you must work. And a lot of the things that we have taken us out of that paradigm. It is unnatural to sit down. Your body doesn't need to do that. When you sit down, the way you've been taught in school, with your back straight up, it cuts off 90% of the circulation of blood to your legs. And you wonder why we naturally had that lean in class. We naturally lean back. But something in our mind is telling us, hey, you want to stay alive, you might want to circulate some of this blood flow. It only takes 20 minutes for the blood flow to stop. And you sitting down in school for 8 hours. Then if you act up and talk to your homeboy in class, they might tell you can't play at lunch. You sitting down then too. Had plenty of those lunch hours. I will not disrupt the class. I will not disrupt the class. I will not say that social studies is no good. I will not say that I cannot use this type of math in my real life. I just was always causing trouble in school. Always. I needed to know why. I still need to know why. They snatched that Y right out of you. We're born that way. That baby right there still has that Y. We lose that somewhere, and it's killing us. Because we stop asking and we let people do whatever they want to us. Start asking the doctor what's in the ingredients of the pharmaceutical medication he prescribes you. You don't even know. Ask him where he learned about it. How long he studied it. Next time he goes, Zolnoxavir. What's in this? Oh, don't worry, it's going to handle your and it's going to knock down these symptoms, and when you do this in 3 days, and you'll do this, and you'll do that. Did he answer your question? No. You asked him what it is. He told you what it does. You gotta pay attention for word games. Because doctors study something very interesting. It's called tables. This is a big doctor secret. I'm talking about right now. It's like exposed. I should put this little clip on YouTube. Put this little 5-minute clip. Doctors exposed. They study tables. And what these tables are is frequently asked questions. So they memorize answers to spit back at you verbatim for certain questions. So they don't understand any more than you do. The only thing they have is programmed responses, like a computer. A computer can't get intelligent. It can get programmed. Okay. This is what a nucleosome looks like up close. All right? This is how your DNA naturally wraps and braids itself. Your DNA is always like this. Okay? Your DNA is always like this. The only time it's not wrapped up like this is when it's replicating. Alright? But your DNA is always like this. See these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are twins. Alright? So, this is one set of twins. 2 sets, 3 sets, and the 4th set of twins. This is your opdode. This is what the Egyptians were trying to tell you. These are the masters of creation. Because when the DNA is wrapped around these histones like this, the information the histones have is writing in the DNA. That's where the information for the DNA comes from. The histones. And this is the 9th histone. And they call this the hidden one, okay? Because its molecular shape does not resemble the other 8. But what this one does is this one controls everything else. So this is the star of the show. In fact, this one creates the 4 sets of twins. And that's exactly what they told you in the Egyptian hieroglyphs. Atum, the self-created hidden one, created 4 sets of twins. And those 4 sets of twins created all of life. And it's proven right here. It's proven right here. Thousands of years ago we had this. Now we done degenerated into people that don't even read books. Okay? We don't even know our stuff. So, what are proteins and do we need them? That is the only thing that your DNA does, is create proteins. So the moment that we say we don't need protein, what you're saying is you don't need DNA. Anything in your body that does a job, anything that moves, it bumps, it does anything, is a protein. Okay? You will not be able to move, close your eyes, think. You couldn't even dream without protein. Inside every cell in your body, you have about 200,000 different types of proteins to do all the jobs each cell has to do. Every cell in your body creates about 100,000 chemical reactions per second. That might be a lot. That might be a lot. These guys right here, these strands of DNA, govern that. All right? Governs that. So this is a little bit more information on how our DNA braids itself. All right? And so what we're looking at here is a very up close look. All right? When you see this here, That's a very up close look, unwound. But our DNA does not look like that when you look at it under a microscope. It looks like this, but not exactly an X. You look in the cell, it's just crazy in there. Look like your child when they don't brush their hair. Okay? And there's a reason for that. Now, have you seen some images like this?
Yes.
Has anybody ever heard of epigenetics here? Epigenetics.
Yes.
Yes and no. Okay, cool. So we'll talk about it in a second. Genetics, we've heard of that. That's where your parents come together, they get together, and they donate chromosomes to you, and you have traits that either come from your parents, and it's their parents, and so on and so forth. Epigenetics is a new science that says that science is baloney. You can create new genes, new information in your DNA day to day. Because your brain, your plasma, your DNA, and your histones are an information loop. So everything that you do, you're passing down to your children. So if you smoke cigarettes, you're passing down genetic markers for them to smoke cigarettes. They're going to have a predisposition for that. If you use crack, if you use cocaine, if you smoke weed, they're giving you a predisposition to that. Now, what's the flip side? If you hit the gym, if you read all the time, if you study, if you're into holistic sciences, if you're into meditation, if you're into loving and showing people goodwill, guess what? You're creating a genetic predisposition to that as well. If you're always struggling financially, you're creating a genetic predisposition to that. Everything you do, if you raise your voice with your boyfriend, if you put your hands on your girlfriend, you're creating genetic markers to pass down to your children so that they will have a predisposition to the same behavior as you. Now, what does that do? That puts you in the driver's seat to realize that you are the master of your creation here. You are going to create that child. A lot of us are distancing ourselves from our children now. We're giving them drugs. We're wondering why the school isn't teaching them anything. These children dumb. Schools ain't teaching them nothing. Well, what are you doing? I've never had my children go to school and then that's just it. When you come home, you gotta go through all that information you folks told you today. Put the books out. No, the homework is cool. I don't care about homework. I want to know what they told you for 8 hours. Because you only got 15 minutes worth of homework. No. I want to know what they gave you for 7.5 hours. Let's take a look at that. And let's review that. Okay? You have to be their teacher. But when we see these things, epigenetics is writing these things into our codes. This is why we're scared even to ask questions. You're a green adult, scared to ask the doctor. And then when the doctor gives you attitude, you just go along with what he's saying. Like he don't work for you. You're not paying me to be in your hospital. I'm paying you to be in there. So you're going to answer my questions until I finish asking them. And if not, go get your boss. I'll talk to him. Because I'm paying you. See? When you pay, you demand. You demand. My wife went in for a checkup with the twins. And she was nervous because I was in beast mode as usual. And she was like apologizing to the nurse for me being so brash. The nurse looked at her and said, no. I don't even work up here in the Bronx all the time. I'm usually downtown. We're used to it down there. You know, up here, pretty much nobody asks questions. But you go downtown, this is all day. So your husband is tame. It's all right. And when she sat down, I said, you see, white folks ain't playing. They not playing. You can't just inject them with anything, cut something out, you selling it, they don't get no PC. Like, that's not happening. That's only happening with you. Because you don't know, listen, I was a grown man before I had went into a hospital through the front door. I had never been in the hospital through the front door. Every time I went to the hospital, it was through the emergency room. I didn't know that they were looking. Rules and laws. When you go to the emergency room, you're an emergency room patient. Which means that as soon as you step in there, you grant them the right to do anything they see fit without recourse to preserve your life, based on their determination. So you can come in here with a paper cut, and I can say, look, it looks like it's infected, I have to cut your arm off. And you can either leave, or I can cut that arm off, but you have no recourse. Because you're going to sign papers allow me to do that. And because you don't know yourself, you don't know how to fix it. You don't know that you're not getting enough vitamin K so your blood's not clotting. You don't know that bleed profusely is not natural. You have systems in your body designed to clog up any wound immediately. They're developing nanotechnology based on how your body works when it's at its healthiest state to duplicate that, because they don't have the biology, only you do. Okay. Etymology of the histones. I thought this was important to understand. All right? So y'all are all going to be DNA aficionados when y'all leave here. All right? The etymology of histones comes from the Greek word, two Greek words. Histo, which means web or tissue. Me and Jim was just talking about the electromagnetic web. So that's very interesting that the same word web is the same for tissue. We'll leave that. Histor is a wise man. So then you get historia, which means story, narrative, to find out or to learn. So this is deep, that this is the origin of the thing that controls your DNA. All right? What does your DNA create? Webs of tissues made out of cells. All right? What does it do? It contains the story of your life, a narrative. What is it doing day to day? It's teaching and learning. It's teaching and learning. When it's teaching, it's producing proteins. When it's learning, it's absorbing information from the plasma and the histones to turn into proteins. Okay? So you got histo, meaning web of tissue, histone, meaning wise man, historia, which came later on, maybe 100 years later, meaning story, narrative, to find out or learn, and pretty much the rest is history. Right? Pretty much the rest is history. Okay? So this is very important right here. I'm glad this came out clear. All right? This is the information-outformation loop in the body. All right? This is how your body creates the DNA or the information that's there. All right? This is how epigenetics works. So we have number one, the basis for all life in your body. All right? Which is the plasma, your body's water systems. All right? Directly coming out of those waters of Nu. Right? Because these were the Egyptian stories we got. Right? Directly coming out of these waters of Nu, we have our Agdo. These guys, they told us that. Out of the waters of the Nu came a two and the four sets of twins. It's right here. And see, this is my problem with our scholars, our teachers. Right? We see the documentaries on the hieroglyphs and all that. Why they don't show that part? Why they don't show that they got chemistry, microbiology, cosmology, astrology? Why aren't they showing that came out of the pyramids? Why aren't they showing you that the TV sets, the cell phones in our pocket, the iPhones, the laptops, the cameras, the projectors, this came off the hieroglyphs? Why don't they show us that? They show us that aliens built the pyramid and all kinds of foolishness. Tutankhamun was an Arab or he was a north-south. But who cares about that? We gotta stop thinking about foolishness. Yes, ma'am. You gotta speak after I finish. Okay. But who cares about that? We gotta stop thinking about stuff that's foolish. And what I mean by that is if it's not going to benefit you tomorrow or today, if it's not going to change your life, then you are wasting your time and your money studying that. You're studying useless information. It's useless. Everybody's upset with me right now because they had a big seminar in New York with some people I know about aliens. I'm like, dude, really? You can't even pay your rent. You study aliens? You can't pay your rent. Like you don't have a good relationship with your wife and your girlfriend. Your kids don't like you. When's the last time you called your mom? Like, really? Aliens? We can't even unify together to make up, to build, to do anything. Aliens? Really? We have to make what we're doing work. Okay? It has to be real, useful information. So you have your histones come right out of those waters, right from the histones. Now we have DNA. From the DNA, we have our brain and central nervous system. Okay? So as we have information being fed into the body, we have the body grabbing information from our surroundings, feeding that back, and we have an affirmation information loop. Okay? This is the real science of creation. All right? This is how your body's always created. And we'll touch on protein folding a little bit. All right? How amino acids turn into proteins and how those proteins then turn into the different variety of things that your body needs. All right? And the reason is because of the fact that your plasma is electric and your amino acids are magnetic. Okay? So the plasma in your body actually folds the proteins into what you need them to be. Or the streams of amino acids, I should say. So I know somebody watching at home like, yeah, I'm fresh out of med school. I'm shutting this thing down. You come on and try it. So, what is an amine or amino acid? Because when I was looking for information on amino acids, I found this research. And the dude was like, yo, it's amino acids because it comes from amine. And that's from the god Amin. So when you say Amin, what you're breathing in is the essence in it. I said, see? That's why we say. We got dudes looking like Damon Wayans from The Living Color telling us about our body. All right. That's a problem for me. Okay? So, amino acid. All right? The amine part of amino acid means simply it is a compound in which one of the hydrogen atoms of ammonia is replaced by hydrocarbon radical. Okay? In 1863, they grabbed the word amine as a shortened version of ammonia. All right? So that still did not give me the etymology that I was looking for. So then I had to look for the etymology of ammonia. And then 1799, blah, 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 we're going to find out how dumb I was looking. Because I thought, oh boy, was crazy. But he was only half crazy. Because they did get the name Amin from the temple of Jupiter, Amun, the Egyptian god of Libya. I said, what? Now I gotta go back to the books. And now I know for a fact that the holistic health community has been creating more problems than solving. Because we're telling people things that we don't know. We're regurgitating information.
Right.
I have so many people come to me every day with Dr. Oz stuff, and I tell them all the time, Dr. Oz ain't your buddy. Dr. Oz a heart surgeon. Scratch a lie, find a thief. If somebody makes money off of sick people, do they have a vested interest in you being healthy? No! Soon as more people no longer need heart surgeries, he's out of business. All right. Protein folding. All right. Like I told you, the plasma in the body folds the proteins you have. Let me just go through this real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Your amino acids come together in little links like a pearl chain. All right? That pearl chain, as it's moving through the cell's plasma, comes across little electric gradients that create vortexes in your cell. Those little vortexes suck down those beads, just like origami, create the proteins that your body needs. So this is where the problem comes in with understanding the terminology of what our illustrious, beautiful, holistic health guru, Dr. Sabi, is telling us. We do not need to consume proteins. We need to consume amino acids so that your body can synthesize its own proteins. But when we heard that you don't need to eat protein, we thought we needed to give up amino acids because most of us don't know the difference. So a lot of vegetarians are walking around looking skinny and sick. I know a lot of Rastafarians, my wife Jamaican, don't even have teeth. Their dreads are stronger than their bones.
I'm Rastafarian, I have teeth.
But you look good. You look robust. Now, I know a lot that, it's like family. I'm gonna need you to get a fish sandwich, bro. I don't even recommend fish. Now, you need, I don't know. Just go back to what you did before. You look better in your childhood pictures. Why don't we look at those? You should do that. You gotta find out where you went wrong. If you had clear skin up to 19 and then one bump came in and then now you just was crazy, you gotta go back to what was going on at 19. Because if you call me up for a consultation, that's what I'm going to do for $50. You can go for free. Walk through your own pictures. Wow, what was I doing then? Ooh, that was the college days. Okay, so before I got to college, I was looking good. After college, I was looking crazy. What was I doing in college? Nothing but Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut, Burger King, beer, liquor, weed, sex. Let's walk backwards. Let's start to eliminate all those things back out of our life slowly. And you're going to notice, once you get all those things back out of your life, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be resembling those old pictures. That's all holistic healing is. Finding out when you got in trouble and walking backwards to that problem till we get to the origin and then turn you straight again. Very simple. All right? So, we're going to go search. And then we can do questions and start the diagnostics. What is that? Number 11. The first numerical twins. Who has heard of the science of numerology? The study of numbers.
Yes.
This is known as the Master Builder's number. That always stuck with me. Why is 11 the Master Builder's number? What is the most important creation on this planet?
Replica of itself.
People, us. Now, I thought when I started this class, I said, who's reading the Bible? People said, I read it. But y'all skipped the first chapter?
Most times.
We are the best. We're the top of the line. Right? God entrusted you with everything else. You're supposed to have the money, huh? All right. Get a pastor. See, everybody's going to the Bible today. They got homework to do. That's right. Why is this the Master Builder's number? Because on chromosome number 11, right here, you have this very tricky gene called the TYR gene. The TYR gene on that Master Builder's chromosome is the gene that controls copper in your body. Copper. Copper. Because your body uses copper in an organic form as an amino acid called tyrosine. Your body also uses copper that has become an amino acid that has become an enzyme called tyrosinase. This guy governs everything in your body. Everything in your body. I'm talking about when people use drugs, what do drugs do? When people use drugs or alcohol, is the feeling that they get called the high or the drunkenness, is that something that comes from outside or inside? Inside, that's correct. They all stimulate dopamine production in your brain. What is dopamine production? Dopamine is when your body separates the nitrogen from the oxygen and carbon in the molecules in your brain, and it makes you feel really weird. Tyrosine is the truth. This is the boss. This is what creates all your melanin and your melanocytes. This is what creates the template for your liver, which is the largest organ in the body that's in control of your body's fat, its ability to clean itself. Any woman that has cellular in the back of her legs is because your heart's and your liver's not healthy. And you can trace that back all the way through the copper. Because you've been told that cortisol is something bad for you. Let's go back to the Bible again. Nowadays, when we fast, right? That's like something we do once maybe once a year, if ever, for most of us. But when we go back to biblical times, that was a regular part of life. Every time you fast, your body releases cortisol. Cortisol is what cleans your body. You're secreting copper into your blood plasma. That copper goes into your blood plasma, electrifies it, gets rid of the excess white blood cells, viruses, bacteria, and fat cells, even the micro fat cells called chylomicrons. Chylomicrons are the guys that create cellulite on your back. So we're not familiar with the word chylomicrons when we know about cellulite, aka cottage cheese, right? Or no, right? Because the men act like that's a female problem, and men have cellulite now. Okay. Okay. So this is important to understand because only a very small portion of people on this planet have a healthy, perfect working chromosome number 11. So this is again why, when we go through the Bible, what is the one topic that is discussed most in the Bible? Bloodline. That's right. Such and such begat, such and such begat, such and such begat, such and such begat. The most powerful book on the planet ever written in history, 75% based on genetics. So why aren't we studying genetics? They're trying to show you where these special group of people are. This is why they're keeping track. Such and such begat such and such. So you will know where those genes are, because they're not everywhere. They're not everywhere. And if you have them, which most of us in this room do, that means that you shouldn't seek anybody for your health except for someone else who has them. Because if you're going to see someone that does not have the same genetics as you, 9 out of 10 times, their template that they're using already puts you at a disadvantage. If I have 2 healthy legs and I go to a doctor and everybody in that hospital has one leg that never worked, they're going to put me up against a template that says one of my legs shouldn't work because that's the norm. No? If I move to a country where everyone has one eye, and my eyes start getting watery, I don't know what's going on. When I go to the hospital, what's the doctor going to tell me? He's going to say, oh, that's not your problem, you got 2 eyes. Let me pop one out for you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Cortisol, you say, it cleans the body up.
Yes, ma'am. It's called the stress hormone.
Right. In response to stress, they tell us that when we secrete cortisol, because of the stress factor, that
Hold on. You know what? Because I know what you're getting ready to say, and it's a beautiful question. And I want to get your question and the answer on video.
Okay, I'm not even lying, right?
And we're not gonna put the camera on you. We're just gonna put the audio on.
Okay. in response to stress, the cortisol is produced, and it causes us to have weight gain. They don't tell us that it cleans out the body.
Okay. That's good. That's a beautiful question.
And it kills testosterone.
And it kills testosterone.
Now, I'm going to tell you how that happens. See, the reason why they say that is because, again, we got to have a complete understanding of the body. Now, what cortisol does, how it cleans the body, okay? Who's ever heard the term, and if you, don't you say nothing over there. Some of you watching my videos over there. Who's heard of adipocytes? Adipocytes, the adipose tissue, right? Those are fat cells and fat tissue. So what cortisol does is it goes through your plasma, swims through the blood, and anything that does not belong there, it's like a broom, it shoves it into a fat cell. Because your body's number one priority always is to keep your blood healthy. So when you put things in your body that are not natural, your body really doesn't have a context for what to do with them. It knows it shouldn't digest it. And most of that stuff never leaves the small intestine or the large intestine. It stays there and rots. Okay? That's why gas smells so bad coming out of us. All right? But cortisol, the reason why they're telling us it makes us fat is because most of us are loaded with sugars and starches, and they don't want you to stop that. So they tell you the end result, which is you gaining weight. But the only reason you're gaining weight is because your body is loaded with toxins. So it's like, for instance, to bring it home with an analogy, if you go in a filthy house, you might need like 20 garbage bags for all that garbage. That's your fat cells, the garbage bags.
So the toxins are stored in the fat cells.
Correct. Fat cells are 100% toxic. So it's our muscles' job to destroy the fat cells. Muscles produce a chemical called adiponectin that destroys fat cells. Fat cells produce a chemical called resistin to destroy muscle cells. So there's always a war going on inside your body. Problem is, most of us don't exercise anymore. And when I talk about exercise, they tell me they don't have no time for that. Ain't worth it. That's cool. You're going to be dead. But it's cool if that's your decision. If working is more important than living. But my God didn't tell me that. He didn't tell me that any man was bigger than he is. Any woman is bigger than he is. Or she is. So there's nobody whose rules and regulations are more important than me to follow than my God. And my God told me to be fruitful and multiply. So I'm focused on that. Focused. 8 children so far. And as soon as I get some more money, I'm going to shoot some more out. I got the instructions and I'm following them. Be fruitful and multiply. Gotcha. Pepsi, we're off the list. Fuji, we're on the list. I have 20-year-old and 25-year-old brothers asking me for stuff to help them, hey, when I wake up in the morning, we're just not there. Really? I'm a few years from 40, family, and I'm there. All the time. So why aren't you? Because you had bacon, eggs, and cheese this morning, right? So what's more important? Your breakfast or the life? What you pass to the next generation? We're getting to the point now where the current statistics are this. Now, who has more than 2 children in the room? I'm gonna get y'all.
So the grandchild count?
No. No. And grandchild puts you out of the list. Because the statistics are 1 out of every 2 Black and Hispanic children will have diabetes before they turn 18 if they were born after the year 2000. So, the reason why I asked how many of us have more than 2 children Like, we didn't have 8. Well, 6 that are still under 21. So, problem is now, you guys are predicting that 3 of my children will have diabetes at 18. Nah. I'm about to push that off on my neighbors and mess that numbers up. Somebody gonna have all their children with diabetes because none of mine gonna have it. And that's a decision you make. You're the one buying Frosty Flakes in the supermarket. Fruit Loops. Lollipops. You letting people smile and kill your children. Oh, your child's so cute. Can I give him a lollipop? Hell no. I was looking at the Chinese lady in the bank last week. My card got messed up. Couldn't get more money out of the bank. I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem. We'll figure that out. We can work through that. Someone joining my account for all the activity. That's cool. We can work through that. You want to give my child some sugar. We can't negotiate. There's nothing to work through. You give him that lollipop, I might slap you. Because see, I look at people that push candy on children the same as adults that push crack on adults. Crack cocaine is 97% starch. 97% starch. 97% starch. And see, I know some people will be like, wow, so what's that other 3%? It must be dangerous. It's that 97% right there on the end. That's starch. So some of the stuff I got up there, oh, here you go, clicker. Some of the stuff I got up there for the more sciencey folks that like to argue and debate. Okay? So I go through here, we'll skip this. In fact, we'll close on this. But the TYR gene dominates all brain function and all physical characteristics in your body, even melanin. Okay? So we're going to close on the fact that if you have no protein in your body, there'll be no melanin, there'll be no physicality, there'll be no life. There's no acid, there's no life. So do we need protein? Yes. Do we need acids? Yes. Okay, so we need healthy acids and proteins. That's the problem. Okay, so for those of you that come out tomorrow, we're going to go even further. Okay? We're going to go even further, and we'll talk about the difference. We'll touch on it a little bit today, I guess through the Q&A, so we can get the lights. But we'll talk about the difference between living amino acids and dead ones. Because then the next question I already know is, so you're just wondering, I should go back to eating chicken and turkey. Because the trick with that is, and there's a trick, I'll go into detail with it tomorrow, but there's a trick they played. They came up with a way to isolate amino acids and proteins, and that's when they started this powder stuff. Okay? That's when they started the powder stuff, because if you go back through the history of bodybuilding, back when Arnold Schwarzenegger was a bodybuilder, before he became the governor, okay? Arnold Schwarzenegger spent all of his time smoking weed, lifting weights. Okay, all you have to do is go get his movie, Pumping Iron, to see it. And the reason I have to say that is because a large percentage of our community does that, no? And we demonize them. The brothers out there pushing up, pulling up, throughout the day, and throughout the evening, you know. So is your government. So is your government. All you gotta do is make a video, Pumping Iron, and you'll see him doing it, all of it. Because he knows something that we don't, because they study microbiology, you're not. Your body has an endocannabinoid system. Those plants works with your body's systems to shut down inflammation. So as they were pushing their body past the limit working out, they would get rid of the inflammation with marijuana. And they didn't have any protein powder then. So all they drank was cow's milk. So when they isolated the proteins from the milk, they noticed that people that took the proteins gained more weight. So they equated more weight gain with more muscle gain, but it's not the truth. What happened is that their colons got bigger. They gained weight in their colon. Their inside of their body was lining with thick levels of mucus and plaque. That's where the weight was from. They had the same exact muscle mass still. But the muscle sat out further because they have something under them pushing them up. It's not muscle. This is why you got some skinny guys that only do like calisthenics that are stronger than dudes that's huge lifting weights. Because that weight gain coupled with them chemicals is creating fluff. It's not substance. It's quantity over quality. When you have living amino acids from seeds, nuts, plants, fruits, and veggies, all of them cross your, what is it called? It's right in the small intestine, the pleural vein, into the liver, into the blood, starts to build up the body. No dead animals' proteins make it out of your intestinal tract. They don't. This is why you got to listen. You got to know yourself, right? You have to. How are you going to know yourself if you're scared to smell and look at your duty? You got to check it out. It'll tell you the quality of what you're eating and how it's working in your body. That's methane and sulfur that comes out. You know, somebody passed the gas or use the bathroom and smell horrible? That's methane, sulfur, and nitrogen coming out of their body. Where did it come from? You just ate it. It's in the meat. Since the meat can't leave the intestinal system, the worms and everything that would normally break down the meat, break down the meat in the intestinal tract, it rots there, and then those worms are still hungry after they came in on it. So they came in on the boat, then they ate the boat, now they're looking around the tree like, ooh, this is an awesome boat. Start eating this. And they start eating you. Depending on what area of your body they tear up first, put their name on it. Oh, you got some problems in your heart. Yeah, you got heart something, blah, blah, blah. Let's get you on some aspirin. Why are you getting on aspirin? What does aspirin do? Aspirin's a blood thinner. So how's that going to fix my heart? And if my blood is supposed to carry oxygen and nutrients around, if it gets thinner, doesn't that mean it's carrying less oxygen and nutrients? So in the long term, isn't that going to create more problems in themselves? Because I'm going to have a small problem now and start taking aspirins every day. All of my organs will be deficient in oxygen and nutrients, so I have problems everywhere popping up. It is when your body is impacted. Because what happens is, as you start to build mucus in your circulatory system, the room for your blood to travel through those veins, arteries, and capillaries gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That's the inflammation that they're talking about helping prevent. So as they make the blood thinner so it can travel easier through those passageways, you feel relief. But it's a false sense of relief. Because to get real relief, you need to clean the passageways back out and get rid of the mucus and the gunk in there. Not make my blood thinner to go through the gunk. I need to get rid of that gunk. But if you get rid of the gunk, guess what? You're not a return customer back at the hospital. That's not going to work for us. We're going to put you on this aspirin. So whatever condition you have now, it'll get worse in time. So soon they're going to tell you need 2 aspirin a day. After a while, aspirin's no good. You need a prescription one. Let's get you some naproxen sodium. Yeah, what's naproxen sodium do? Oh, it's reducing inflammation. Don't worry about that. What's inflammation? What is inflammation? You gotta ask those questions. Reducing inflammation, but what is inflammation? Oh, it inflames you and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Stop that, doctor. I'm not stupid. What's inflammation? When you was in medical school and you sat down and you raised your hand and said, I'm unclear on inflammation. They didn't say it was inflames you and it makes you feel bad. Sit back down. They didn't say that. They told you that the white blood cells are overactive in your body and they're releasing cytokines and chemokines and nitric oxide and what's the stuff that gives people asthma and eczema? What is that stuff they give you for the asthma? Antihistamines. So the white blood cells are releasing too much histamine. That's what inflammation is. So to calm real inflammation down, you gotta calm down white blood cells. Get them to stop their activity. Whoa, maybe you have to lower their numbers, calm them down something, because that's the real origin of inflammation. The chemicals that the white blood cells are releasing that tells your body to do what they're supposed to do. Because cytokines and chemokines mimic hormones. And they take over specific areas of the body and do things conducive to what the white blood cells are trying to do, as opposed to what their natural function is. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a purpose of them releasing a chemokine or a cytokine to change the behavior of something going on in your body. It's already doing what it's supposed to do, based on the hormones that it got from our brain. I don't need little independent contractors in there with their own plan. We still following the master builder's plan. Okay?
All right, one more question. What's the difference between non-steroidal anti-inflammatory and the steroidal anti-inflammatory?
The non-steroidal and the steroidal, so the anti-inflammatory we could take off. You're just dealing with steroids versus no steroids. And steroids basically bumps up your body's production of the alkaline hormones, mainly testosterone, to cut down on the estrogen, because estrogen, there's like 16 different types of estrogen, or 12, something like that, are a problem in the body. There's only one natural estrogen to women, and that's arguable, okay? Because we have research that shows that healthy women have very little estrogen and a much higher amount of progesterone, which is the precursor to estrogen, etc., etc. But estrogen is very acid, and estrogen actually creates adipocytes, adipose tissue, etc., etc. So this is why the first thing that we do when we see sisters coming in, maybe with fibroids, tumors, etc., etc., is we take them off estrogen-producing foods, because the estrogen is what grows fibroids. Okay? It's what grows them. Doesn't create them, but it grows them.
Can you talk about some of the plant-based estrogen-producing foods? Because a lot of, vegetarians, they tend to not know that there's still a lot of
Let me see.
plants and vegetables that
That is a very good statement, because there's a lot of natural things. And what am I looking for right now? I'm looking for a list of those foods, because this is not my best list. This is actually a list I just grabbed for somebody's question. But you can see, some of these things are normally healthy foods. These are normally healthy, so it's okay if you don't have an estrogen imbalance or fibroids or whatever, or for men, if you're functioning correctly. It's cool if you're eating apples and cherries, papayas, dates, pomegranates, and plums. It's cool. But if you have a hormonal situation, you can't eat apples, cherries, papayas, dates, and pomegranates, and plums, because they produce estrogen in your body. They produce estrogen. Okay? And they feed aromatase. Aromatase is a nasty, nasty little guy. Okay? And it's a funny thing, because last year, me and a brother named Dr. Ali Muhammad, we went on a tour talking about black genetics all over the country. Right after that tour, they started producing these new products in the vitamin shop in GNC to eliminate aromatase. I said, y'all are something else. Where's my cut? Where PC at? Okay? But these fruits here are the fruits that inhibit estrogen and destroy adipocytes and aromatase. So you have your citrus fruits. Now when I say citrus fruits, I'm not including an orange. Okay, I know this is Florida. Okay, oranges are off. Okay, let other people eat oranges. Don't you eat them. Okay? You want to do something with oranges? Sell them. Oranges produce acid in the body. So the acid will go along with, as soon as you're hungry or you're stressed, those acids will become fat. Okay? Because there's two types of stress, and that's what I meant to say earlier too. There's self-inflicted stress, like if you're fasting or you're exercising, you're putting stress on your body. Play a basketball game, football game, you put stress on your body. You went to the swimming pool, you put stress on your body. That's self-inflicted stress. And when you go to the job or you argue with your girlfriend, that is another type of stress, but it has the same result. Only thing is that since we don't go into it willingly, we don't know what's going on, we don't study the body, we feed into it and we hurt ourselves by what we're adding on to it. Meaning, if you know how stress works, blah, 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 then you know if you're feeling stressed, you don't need to get some aspirins for a headache. You don't need that. What you need is some citrus fruits to start to break up some of the inflammation that's going on as a result of the stress you're feeling. Once that inflammation breaks up, you'll notice that your mood changes. Very simple. Fruits, citrus fruits, and berries. And the citrus fruits you want to get are the bitter ones. Grapefruits, lemons, limes, etc. Berries. Berries are the only fruit that are naturally high in adiponectin. All berries have that. Only problem with berries is they heavily sprayed with, you gotta watch what you get. Right. But there's a reason, because those are the one things keeping your butt alive. Okay? And if they get rid of berries, then the whole ecosystem will collapse. So they can't get rid of the berries, they just gotta poison them. Right? So berries, grapes, figs, melons, pineapples. Pineapple is good, especially for people still eating fish, chicken, or you still in transition in your diet. Pineapples are awesome because they have the enzyme bromelain. It breaks down fat. Not only does it break down fat, but it helps remove inflammation from your joints and stuff like that. A pineapple is awesome. That's why back in the days you used to always see pineapple on a plate with meat. I'm gonna go to the sister in you, God.
Can the berries be frozen?
You want to get fresh. But notice what I'm saying. You want to get fresh. But a frozen berry is still better than a French fry. A chemically sprayed down berry is still better than a fresh plate of potatoes. A GMO strawberry beats a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. We got to get it in perspective like that. Because when we just get the information isolated, I have people saying, well, you know what, Minister? I just went back to Burger King because, you know, I can't do this. And GMOs everywhere and organic lemons cost $17 and I'm just going to McDonald's, the value menu, and we're all dying anyway. Now, you gotta put this in perspective. Because I had a brother was really disrupting my class. He's like, well, Dr. Sadie said that this fruit was a hybrid and this other fruit was a natural fruit and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, I just seen you come out of churches. You just left church and chicken. Every fruit is better than church and chicken. Don't get too deep when you put so much on yourself that you can't make the transition you need to do. Don't worry about what the minister eating and Dr. Sadie's eating. You're not there. I'm not where my friends are. And if you are where your friends are, you need new friends. Because they're not going to help you grow. When I eat around people, they be like, oh my God, he's coming with that healthy stuff. When I eat around my friends, same food. They're like, hey, you still eating that? What's wrong with you? I'm like, look, stop it. I'm going to have me some ice cream, bro. You know what you're going to do. I'm going to have me some good tasting stuff. Healthy choices, but I'm still, you know, it's like 10 to 15% negative in there, you know. It's all right. If you're not honest with yourself, how can you make any lasting changes? You can't even be honest with who you are in the mirror. Most of us, this is where we come from. BET, G.I. Joe, TV raised me. Right? I had my own key to come in. I watch TV, I go in the refrigerator myself. My mom wasn't getting in until 7:30, 8 o'clock from work. Then when I moved with my dad, he worked 4 to 12. So as soon as I get in from school, me and him see each other by the elevator. What's going on, Dad? All right, cool. Yeah, all right, get later. Cool. So he's going out, I'm coming in. Who was there to see what I ate? Who was there to make me anything to eat? I did. Like most of our children. So we have to grow and learn, but we have to start our journey with being honest with who we are right now. Jimmy was trying to get me to speak at the big church. And the church, the pastor was like, listen, we're going to get to it, and we're going to get to it, and we're going to bring him down, we're going to bring him down. Jimmy pops up on a sneak tip at the church, passes him, and talks about, whose house is that fried chicken tonight? I'm coming to your house and eat dinner. Who's making fried chicken for me tonight? Now we know why you don't want me to come in there. You indulge in the fried chicken. I said, I'm going to come in there and ask you to show me in this book. Where's fried chicken? Where's fried chicken in here? Where's potato salad in here? Where's macaroni and cheese in this book? If we take out all the things from our diet that are not in this book, cancer, diabetes, all that stuff disappear overnight. So why are we not following what's in this book? That's all I do. The science and the research and all that stuff is for me to justify to myself and then be able to articulate in a way where it's concrete for you what I read in here. Because in here it says the herbs are for the healing of the nation. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Dr. Sadie said it, and then the Bible said it. Okay, well, why is everybody getting pharmaceutical drugs? Wait a minute. How am I in a country where 90% of everyone's supposed to be Catholic or Christian, and we don't get herbs for the healing of the nation? What the book says. We get pharmaceutical drugs. So are we listening to white folks or God? Okay, you understand. I know who I'm listening to. Because when my time here is up, I'm not looking forward to seeing the doctor at my next stop. I'm not going to answer to him.
Okay, earlier you were giving this analogy of cortisol and how you said that it comes in like the broom and then all the trash goes in the garbage bags which are fat cells.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is going on with that mechanism where the trash bags are not being taken out?
Us. We are supposed to take those trash bags out. Our lymphatic system. Do I have that picture? Oh, it's on my Instagram. Man. All right. On my Instagram, I put up a pic that shows if you had no skin, what would all the blood look like in your body? And you would look like almost like a blob of blood. And everybody's like, oh man, it's a lot of blood. Cool. Your body has 3 times as much lymph and plasma as it does blood. Only difference is there's no system of pumps to move that around your body and keep it clean. You have to do that with exercise, proper breathing, adequate amounts of water. But you're being fooled. You think you're drinking water, but you're not. And I'm not even talking about quality of water. Well, I'm coming right to you because I skipped you last time, didn't I? I got you, bro. You got muscles. It don't look like you. I need to answer your questions. You look healthy. Skin shining, muscles. I'm coming right to you. But a lot of us are taking in caffeine products which are pulling the water out of our body. So you're starting off at a deficit. Every time you take in 1 ounce of caffeine, you urinate out 1.5 ounces of water. Because nitrogen, toxic poison, does not like to occupy the same space as oxygen or hydrogen. So when you have nitrogen itself, it competes for space with oxygen. Pull out your smartphones and look it up. When you have ammonia, ammonia competes for space with water. But ammonia is made out of water. All you have to do is add nitrogen to water to get ammonia. Period. That's it. It's the chemical formula. It's like HN3 or NH3, something like that. Nitrogen and hydrogen. Period.
I wanted to know if it's an actual issue to mix vegetables with fruits, because I juice. Well, I don't juice, I make smoothies.
Well, all right, all right, let me answer that this way. You don't have a problem with the mixing of the fruits and vegetables if you do it the right way. So this is awesome questions. And the question was for videotape land in YouTube world where, is it a problem mixing vegetables and fruits in smoothies? And the answer is yes, if we're listening to people like the NutriBullet people and blah, blah, blah. Because they're telling you to put vegetables directly into the blender. When you put the vegetables directly into the blender, unless you're doing something light, like you throw a little kale in there, you gravy. Kale is high in magnesium, high in protein. Kale got more protein than chicken and steak, pound for pound. See, we don't eat that much kale. Kale fluffy, it fills you up. But if you get a nice piece of steak, that might be like a pound and a half. If you go to the supermarket and get a pound and a half of kale, it's going to look like half a garbage bag. We don't eat that much kale. But technically, if we did, pound for pound, same amount.
And you gain weight.
Correct. You gain lean muscle mass. Because all of the amino acids, 100% of them go directly into the muscles. Whereas when you eat meat, 99% of the amino acids stay in the intestinal tract and rot. They rot. So, to answer your question, your body naturally produces the ammonia that creates the situation. Is that a good answer, or you still need clarity?
I mean, what fruits, what can you not do?
What can you not do in terms of what?
What fruits?
Like
Mix.
to blend together.
Mix.
None. Because all right, let me take there's another step back. Matter of fact, let me see if I have this slide also. But I'll talk about, I'll try to find it. So if I don't find it, then it's gone. But vegetables, the difference between vegetables and fruits are something called cellulose. Cellulose is something that's undigestible and it's not meant to be digested ever. Ever. And all the nutrients in vegetables are locked up. Ooh, it's not in here, is it? Maybe. Are locked up, what? Are locked up inside cellulose. Okay, cellulose is completely undigestible. So when you ask people about cellulose, they change the name and say you need fiber. Yeah, inside these vegetables has a lot of fiber. And since your body can't digest fiber, it pushes out stuff and you have a bowel movement. No. That's a trick. You're going along with the fiber routine, you're already going down the road to unhealthiness. Fiber puts a band-aid. It's like if a dam is broken and you try to stick your finger in it. If you're not having bowel movements, it's because the food you're eating is not digesting and it's not coming out because it's garbage. And you probably load it up with milk and the milk turns into plaster. It's like plaster of Paris when people build houses and walls. That's what milk does inside your body. In elementary schools all over the country, they're doing class experiments with it. Making volcanoes and little hard stuff out of milk. The casein is hard. It's like glue. That's what happens in your body. So cellulose will go through your intestinal system, and since your body can't digest it at all, anything in front of it, it'll push. But what happens is your intestines is not exactly a tube. It has grooves. So those grooves are where all the bacteria and everything hide at, because you have this hard layer of plaque sealing them in where they never come out. Because all you're getting is a thin tube of stuff to come out throughout the middle. So that fiber is not doing anything for you but giving you a false sense of security. If we eat fruits and vegetables, I promise you, you won't be able to stop going to the bathroom. Fruits, vegetables, water, that is the solution to constipation, not fiber. Fiber is cellulose, it's undigestible. Never let somebody tell you to eat something that's undigestible. That doesn't even sound like good sense when you're a little better. Like, hold on. I'm sorry, but you said it's undigestible? And then you want me to digest it? Because it sounds like it's undigestible because you said it was undigestible. So then why would I try to digest it? Wouldn't that confuse my body? In fact, all the resources that my body has to pull together to create digestion, my body's going to be frustrated because it's going to be trying to force digestion into something that can't do it. So now I'm pulling all the water out of my cells, pulling it into the small intestine, and that's the reverse of the natural process because that's where your body gets the water from. When I drink the water goes through any area of my stomach that doesn't use the small intestine, etc. When that water gets to my large intestine, that's where the water is absorbed into my system. Because your body uses it for digesting other little things on the way down. So whatever makes it to the large intestine gets absorbed. Now you got water hydrating your body. However, if you have plaque and mucus all lining up that intestine, you can drink 20 of these a day. You're not absorbing anything. You're still dehydrated. You got to clean that system out. And fiber don't do it. Fiber don't do it. In fact, I'm gonna come right to you. There's something called the peristaltic wave. All right? It's the electromagnetic energy that makes things move by themselves from here to here. It's a movement that has things go from here to here. Because when you think about it, when the food gets here, it has to then go uphill against gravity in the colon to go around and then come back down. How does it do that? It's an electromagnetic pulse that moves everything through like that. When we no longer have the ability for that electricity to move through our body, that doesn't happen because we're filling ourselves up with insulators, things that don't conduct electricity. Copper is the second most electrical mineral on the planet, but it is the most electrical bioorganic mineral on the planet. That's why your body uses it for everything. Under the guise of tyrosine or tyrosinase. Okay? That's just copper. All right? But that is the foundation to your health. All of the fluids that the liver makes, it uses tyrosine to make. The thymus, the thyroid, the fluids, the T3, the T4, any women that have problems with that, you know what I'm saying? That's created from the copper, the tyrosine. Okay? It's a combination of tyrosine and iodine. Okay? If you don't have fresh, healthy plant-based amino acids coming in, combined with some iodine, eventually you're going to have a thyroid or thymus situation. So everything is based on this electricity, being able to move freely through your body.
Alright, so I was actually invited, so this is like completely a new realm of just information, so, and I appreciate what you're doing for people.
It's all right, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
You don't got to add no context to it. We ain't going to look at you crazy.
Oh, no, it's totally fine. So the thing is, I'm always on the move, and I constantly eat fast food. Like, that's what I've been brought up on. So the thing is, where would be the start of making that cleanse that you speak of?
It's a perfect moment to plug my products, right? Right? Or no, I'm just kidding. Gotta think that way. Like, oh, commercial time, right here. Have you heard of Candida Cleanse? Candida Cleanse? No. I'm on the road, like, trust me, super rough. Super rough. So I know little secrets, you know, like the fact that Burger King sells veggie burgers. You know? And it is a veggie burger from Burger King. So it's probably the lowest quality veggie burger on the planet. However, it's a veggie burger. So you can go right in there and get your veggie burger. Burger King is a Burger King. They got all kind of burgers in there. They got veggie burgers, turkey burgers, salad burgers. I was like, wait a minute, what? How y'all got veggie burgers at McDonald's ain't on yet? Burger King smart though. They don't put it on the menu. You go in there and look up, you will not see a veggie burger. Outside of the window, there's no pictures of veggie burgers. You go inside and say, yo, let me get a veggie burger. Okay, cool. What you want on it? Like, whoa, what is that? You hiding veggie burgers? You know how much money they're making by being the only fast food restaurant that sells veggie burgers? They're killing them right now. Because people that really live that life, you got to know everything. You know, you got to know where you can find everything. But for me, I mean, it's times when I just do apples. Like you might just have to do some apples. Like I broke my tooth right now. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing with my tooth. on almond butter. You know, 'cause I eat a lot of almond butter. You know what I'm saying? But I usually get the creamy John. But I got the, whatever. So, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta walk around with food. Like I had, when you look back sometimes, when you're going through life, you can't really see everything. It's only after you reach a certain point, you look back and you be like, oh man, wow. I wouldn't even be thinking like this if it wasn't for my Uncle Willie. My Uncle Willie was a very special dude. Very special dude. And I'm gonna tell you what, my Uncle Willie was like functioning illiterate. He could read, but you just be like, yo, knock it off, man. Let me do that for you. Knock it off. Let me do that for you. But Uncle Willie had his own business his whole life. Uncle Willie is 77 years old winning bodybuilding contests. Uncle Willie did not even start bodybuilding until after 50. So what was the difference with Uncle Willie? Uncle Willie used to embarrass the hell out of us because everywhere we went, he had yams and beans in his pocket. I mean, in his pocket. And he never was forceful. He didn't force that on us. Like, he never said anything. Never, never, never. I had to corner him to get the jewels out of him. I had to corner him down and get the jewels out of him. He was like, yeah, I'll tell you the secret. This is how I get the young girls. Y'all can't do nothing with them. They get with me. They realize there's something you're missing. I'm going to try some of those yams. But he would take us to the pizza shop, McDonald's, we order up our food, they go Uncle Willie. With a messy aluminum foil of beans. He ain't even got them in a cup. They just, spilling around in aluminum foil. Go in the other pocket, pull out a sweet potato. Get me an apple juice. I'm like, apple juice, dirty pocket beans, and a potato he made yesterday that was sitting on the moving truck. That's cool. He looking at us like, you're all right. I got this. You do your thing with your Sprite, your burger, and your fries, and we'll see who makes it to the finish line. I got friends that drop dead at 30. My homeboy Vic, that kills me every day. He inspires me. He's a part of my why. Every time I used to go to the gym on 145th Street and Lenox Avenue, that funky, fat Al Sharpton took over and made it to his headquarters.
He's skinny now.
Right. Still gotta do something with that wig though. But every time I was going to the gym, my man Vic, my man Chris will be sitting behind the building, smoking, chilling, quote unquote. Hey, where you going? Come on, y'all, everybody fighting up, bro. We got guns, y'all. You need to go to the gym. Where you going, y'all? We got girls on the way. Like, yeah, I'm going Willie to the gym, though. I'll see y'all another time. Same brother Vic goes out behind this building to the school, 151 basketball playground. He's playing basketball with his dad. His dad was like the neighborhood's dad. Because a lot of us dads wasn't around. So Vic's dad was always around. Vic's dad was almost 60 playing against Vic, who was about 33 at the time. Vic dropped dead on the basketball court. That was a problem for me. It's like, yo, you let your dad beat you to death? I think that way in my mind. Wow, how come your dad didn't drop dead? How'd you do that? How come at almost 60, he can take the sun and the physical exertion, and at 30, you can't? What's the difference? See, that drove me crazy. Everybody else, oh, Vic, yeah, come on, let's get drunk for Vic. Let's go have a big dinner with chicken and macaroni and cheese and cornbread and think about Vic and drink more liquor and eat more chicken and more starch and drink more liquor and eat more chicken and starch. I said, listen, y'all don't think y'all are learning a Vic lesson. The only difference between Vic and his dad is the chicken and the starch. Because there was no fast food restaurants for Vic's dad. It was none. Just now. Well, you know, I ain't gonna put on blast. I was about to talk about one of my daughter's friends, but I can look at children and see what's going on with them. I can see the ones that are raised on the Chinese and the McDonald's versus the ones that are forced. Don't you get it from that table till that food disappears. Don't get up. I don't care how long you sit there. I used to stare at cabbage for hours. Come on, yo. Come on, Ma. Come on. Where you at? 10, 9, 3. If you don't eat that cabbage right now, I'm gonna beat you. Thank God. Let's get the whooping on. Come on. Trying to catch some daylight so I can get outside with my friends. Not eating that cabbage though. And she used to make it mushy. Even now, to this day, I can't eat mushy cabbage. My cabbage gotta be crunchy. Then later on I learned, oh, the nutrients is, so if you get it to this mushy, you cook all the nutrients out. There's no more minerals, no more amino acids, no more structure to it. That's why it's like limp. You can get it still crunchy, a little light steam, like, whoa, you still got something in there. You know, when you boil it out till it's like soft, you might as well drink the water and throw that cabbage out. Nutrients gone. It's in the water. You get a nice cabbage tea. Get rid of the cabbage, throw it to the tea bag, and drink that water. Okay? But, so, that would be the information on, like, some of the stuff not to eat or whatever. And, I hope I answered the question. You just got to do what you got to do. You know, roll sometimes go in there. Most stores have a coconut water. Coconut water is your buddy. Okay, now coconut water is going to do you for $3. So you get a whole 2 liter, you get a 3 liter for $1.99. You get a little 12 ounces of coconut water for $3. In most people's mind, you're like, man, I get that coconut water, you know how long I'm gonna have this 3 liter? That's cool. I'm gonna go the other way with my coconut water. Like, you know how long I'm gonna be alive? So you're gonna have that 3 liter. I'm going to have life. So coconut water does it. Banana, apple, put them in your pocket. And this too, let me tell you this. Not eating is okay.
There you go. There you go.
There's a big problem black people have with not eating. Because we're so used to poverty and struggle that as soon as we're not eating, like we have turned the term eating into synonymous with making money. Yo, I gotta eat, son. I'm on work right now. I gotta eat. Yeah, we eating out here. We get money. Whoa. You know, eating was the same as making money? When did that happen? See, these little things that we say to ourselves all the time keep us sick. Because we see fat people, we think that means they got a good job somewhere. Oh, you're doing good. You're eating well. No, you're eating a lot. Not eating good, eating a lot. There's a difference. So we gotta get comfortable with not eating. I know people that are trying to lose weight and they're like, yeah, but minister, every time I exercise, I get hungry. I'm like, correct. That hungry sensation, it is a system in your body. What the hunger is letting you know, what the growling is letting you know is that, listen, we have some stored up fats and sugars in here. Garbage bags. And we're getting ready to start going into those stored up fats and sugars and burning those if you don't put something else in for us to use. We'll use what you stored up. And what do? We run to put something in. So we run to stop the garbage bags from being taken out. But that is your friend. When your stomach's growling, that is the sound of cortisol flooding through there, going berserk. Cleaning house.
So is that good?
That is great if you're trying to lose weight. So that's why we have to know our body all the time. If we're trying to lose weight or detox, then that is awesome. If we're trying to build muscle mass, then you don't want to do that. However, sometimes you got to take a few steps back to go a few steps forward. You don't want to build a great body on a terrible foundation. If you're really going to be about it, detox. Oh, I mean, we have, like I have the plant protein up there. I have a combination of sea vegetables that I sell. So there's a lot of natural things you can do to put on the weight.
Y'all herbal based?
My stuff? All plants. All plants. I say all plants because we get crazy with the herbs. Like, if it came from the water, it's not a herb. Plants.
Okay, so I don't care about losing weight or gaining weight. I just want to be alive.
Healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
So then it's beautiful for you to fast all the time. You should fast once a week.
When you say fast, what is fast?
Fast is where you just drink juices or just water.
Just water for the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
Or higher health.
Now, well, here's the thing. All comes in Fatima, right? But you want to take that in stages. So when I'm speaking about you should fast once a week, I'm speaking in general. But when I speak to you in specific, if you haven't been fasting before, that's something you want to start. So what I would say to you is try to not eat after 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Bump that number up every week or so until you can go a whole day.
I've done that.
Then you gravy, do that once a week. And you'll start to notice you'll have a lot higher energy. In fact, you can gauge what it is you're eating by how you feel after you've eaten it.
Right.
When you eat a healthy meal, you got mad energy. You on. You ready to hit, you ready to go. I'm lifting all the weights in this gym. When you eat that macaroni and cheese and that chicken, you just gotta look at yourself. Put a camera on and put it on yourself. You be falling down in the chair and everything. Can't even stay awake for it. And we so conditioned and brainwashed and programmed that once we do that, we go right there. Yo, oh my God, you gotta have Joe's food. It knocked me out. I was asleep for 3 hours. I couldn't even move. Why do I want that? Knocked you out. I'm cool on that. But somewhere along the lines of human nature, we do that. When we taste something and it tastes good, our next impulse is not, yo, you gotta try this. Our impulse is, ooh, you're not getting none of this. When we taste something and it tastes hard, we're like, oh my God, this is crazy. Taste this. Where do we get those impulses from? Why we want to share something that tastes bad versus something that tastes good? How do we treat our brothers and sisters? See, that's what I'm saying. We're worried about aliens and we're not even thinking about how we treat each other.
You had said that whenever you ejaculate, you release dopamine in your brain. So
Yeah, see, you on my Instagram too.
So how much of that is too much? How much of that is like dopamine?
When it takes you outside of your natural paradigm. Everybody's ability to deal with stress and external influences is different. Everybody's ability is different. So that's something you gotta gauge. And then we'll do some classes and we can go deeper into that. This is not the room, we can go into that, but this ain't really, yeah. So,
But then a man also loses like a pint of blood when he ejaculates too, right?
not necessarily a pint, but yes. He loses blood, he loses protein, he loses minerals.
The blood is transformed into the semen, that's why
Correct,
you
the seminal
literally see
fluid.
blood.
That's right, the seminal fluid. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. That is the stuff that goes with the sperm cells to feed them and keep them protected from the acid in the woman's body. Anybody else? Okay.
Yeah, so,
Awesome. Okay, good.
what advice would you give like anyone in this room?
So, right, you stay with Minister Inky when I'm here.
She answered your
Minister
question.
Inky, when are we going roller skating? Because you're doing all that studying, and I want to roller skate with you and my uncle.
Look at her.
Go ahead. So, what's question?
Oh, I was gonna say like, let's say like when someone in the room was thinking about converting into being a vegetarian, like, where would you tell them to begin? Other than the fasting once a week, because some people, you know.
Okay, well, to convert, he just trying to make some small transition. What I would say is if you're really trying to go vegetarian, I would say do it really slow. I would say do it really slow. If you hear a lecture like this and you get pumped up and you go out and like, cool, I'm not eating meat, I'm not eating drink soda, get rid of all this stuff, in 2 weeks you'll be back. You gotta do it slow. Now, I'll tell you my story, and you can get something out of that, maybe. I had a stroke, my heart stopped. After that, I went completely raw for 2 years. Completely raw. I mean, raw. Like, I didn't care about GMO, organic, none of that. I'm like, yo, where's the dirt? You wanna see me pull that up, Doc. Get that off the ground from me. Let me see you get that out of there. I don't see you pull it up, I don't know. So I didn't eat nothing cooked, nothing cooked. I was going sometimes for weeks without solid anything. Just blended. Juice. So when I ate, it was uncooked. Because technically anything you have to cook or change is not natural for you. Nature wouldn't confuse you that way. Anything you have to prepare is readily available. I mean, anything you have to eat is readily available for you.
Like the mango off the tree.
Like the mango, avocado, any of them. Okay? Even the fruits. That's where they come with the macrobiotic thing. And they say, well, we eat from the roots up. What does that mean? We eat complicated things for. That means we eat things we don't have to prepare. Because those are the natural things for you. See, the problem is we think we're supposed to eat everything that's edible. Because we're not taking into consideration, we're not considerate of all the other life forms that live here. That's why there's other things that's edible, because there's other life forms here to eat those things. But we're not supposed to eat everything, and we're not supposed to eat other life forms. We got certain things that we don't have to prepare. We eat other animals, we gotta prepare them the most. All you gotta do is test somebody out. Oh, brother, I love cheeseburgers. No, you don't. I could prove in 30 seconds you ain't never even had a cheeseburger. You don't know what beef tastes like. Let me see you go jump on a cow's back and sink your teeth in. That's when you can tell me you love cheeseburgers, when you love beef. Because that's beef. You're tasting beef when you jump on a cow's back that's still living and go right in. Ah! That's what carnivores do. Carnivores don't have kitchens. Oh, a carnivore doesn't even have a kitchen. He doesn't have pots, pans, he has no dishes. He's no refrigerator. A carnivore can jump right on the back of a deer and eat the bones, the hair, the grizzle, everything, and be completely healthy. We're going to go through that tomorrow in detail. We're going to talk about the toxins that are produced in detail when you eat these meats and they rot in your system. So carnivores jump right in, boom. They can eat the whole thing. The moment you gotta flour it up, then you're taking it off the flour. First of all, we soak it in seasoning. Then after we soak it in the seasoning, or we soak seasoning, we got it in the fridge in the stash, we take out the meat, we're gonna baste the season it up. Oh, I used to cook. Season it up, put the flour. This is where I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna re-season it. I got 2 layers of seasoning on this junk. That in, meat. Once I see the juice coming out, oh my God, we're gonna do this. It's on. The same thing that make you laugh and make you cry out. Because later on I learned that juice that I was looking for was the blood, the lymph, and the tissues being melted down into liquid. What I was actually looking forward to doing was drinking the blood of this animal.
Right.
Okay, vampires don't exist. You fool yourself. Whatever.
So wouldn't it be safe to say that it's the blood that meat eat is fiending for? It's not the actual meat. It's
Beyond
the
a shadow
blood.
of a doubt. Because
So it's like being a vampire.
No, it is being a vampire and a cannibal. That's what it is. Because when we look at where those practices came from, they came from places where people did not have food readily available.
Like Scandinavia.
Like Europe. So when you look at Africa, I mean, look, you just gotta use common sense. The food was everywhere. It's falling off the trees. We're in Miami right now. When I came down in summertime, what was that, 2 weeks? We didn't buy nothing to eat. We didn't buy no food shop. Everything free. Right up there, grab the coconuts, driving around. Oh my God, is those avocados? Yeah, come on, get out and get some. Boom, 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 boom. And this is Miami. This is not even Africa. I'm like, yo, my mind was blown. We go to the supermarket, right? Now check this out. We're in the supermarket. It's Mexicans in the parking lot. And in the parking lot of the supermarket, climbing up the coconut trees, taking the coconuts down, going right to the supermarket,
And selling it to them.
selling it to the supermarket.
Right.
And I seen the lady put them joints right on display. I said, oh, I wish I would pay $4 for that coconut. Homeboy just climbed up there and grabbed 10. Let's go, Fatima. I got you. I wasn't listening. I'm from the Bronx. Yankee Stadium, 161st Street. She like, nah, you don't gotta buy no food. That's what I'm used to doing every time I go somewhere new. Every time I go to the city, I gotta go find some food because I don't eat what you eat. I gotta find me something to eat. She's like, nah, you ain't gotta buy nothing. Miami's falling on the ground. Trust me. People are stepping on more food.
And they ain't eating it and get mad if you want to pick from
Wait a
it.
minute. We were driving and somebody was looking.
This lady ran us out of the
I
yard.
said, wait a minute. How you hungry in Miami? How you need change to get something to eat in Miami? You don't think you think right there?
They don't want that. They don't want it.
Conditioning. We don't even think that that's food. And to be honest, it's not. Food is an invention. That's why you have a different name for it. Because it can't legally be called food. It's something created. You can't put a copyright or a patent on something natural. All right, Sarai, what's your question?
Yeah, she waited patiently.
Come on.
Oh, she wanted to say it on the microphone.
Oh, she want to say it on the camera. Get on it.
Oh, I thought she wanted to say it on the mic.
Okay. You want to stay up here with me till then? Alright, so pick one of these chairs.
So you can look like a princess. Oh, you can't have a camera right there. You got to be right there if everybody can see you. Star in development. Yeah. Any more questions?
Oh, I thought you was going to tell us what she said.
Oh, no. Mouth to ear. That was secret conversation.
All right, I got a question about water. All right.
Last question to it, then you're going to come up and speak to us for a minute. Tell us how it feels a year after. Yeah.
All right, temperature of water. I've been told not to drink ice cold water because it shocks the system. Is that correct?
Usually is correct. See, the thing is, you want to learn your body so that you know how to do what you want your body to do. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's good to shock your muscles sometimes if you're working out trying to build muscle. Where's my man at? Oh,
It's
he's gone.
externally though.
It's internally where your muscles are. And it shocks your muscles.
But I've seen the ice baths. That's external. You don't intake it.
Right, but it's still bringing that cold from the outside in versus you drinking it inside out. You're still applying that cold to the muscles. And when you apply cold to the body, also, you slow down the blood flow, which is sometimes good if you're trying to recover. So you don't see like regular people do ice bath. You might see a basketball player or a football player, somebody who puts their body under rigorous stress to help recover, all right? Because inflammation creates heat. You reduce that extreme heat, you can start to reduce some of the activity going on with the white blood cells in there that's creating the confusion in the first place. So typically, I do room temperature water, but I go to the gym if I'm at a certain point. Like now, I'm just getting back into my workout, but I would say maybe in the early 2000s, like I was serious with it. I was like 217 ripped. When I felt like I hit a plateau, I would take a cold shower, drink cold water, and then go right from the back of the locker room, right in the lift. And it'll help push you past the plateau. Because heat and lactic acid is what tires your muscles out. So it's the heat being dissipated from when your electricity, it's like electrician class. When you got electricity flowing through a circuit, which your body is, anytime it meets resistance, that electricity will dissipate as heat, aka inflammation in electrical terms. You get rid of that heat, you're reducing that inflammation, electric. So, that's all that is.
I just wanted to make a cold beverages, that if you eat a diet that's high in fat, then it's really not good to drink cold beverages, because if you eat a lot of fried chicken or french fries, those cold beverages will cause the fat to solidify.
Correct.
Harden within the body.
Correct. And I'm hoping that nobody's working out harder than eating greasy, fat, blah, blah, blah. Because that is doing your body a complete disservice. Because when you exercise, you're breaking down the tissues and things. So now your body's going to be looking to rebuild those tissues you broke down with whatever you put in there. So if you're breaking down good tissues and putting in there a greasy cheeseburger, your workout is going backwards. But I was trying to tell you when you left, we were talking about cold water, cold ice being applied for muscle gain and stuff like that. So I was looking for my muscle gain. All right. So, you covered up? No, I'm not. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. So wait a minute. Before you go and speak, because you got your sweater on. Look. I had to show you off. Uh-oh. Vegan. Bowling. I got my kale. Yeah. And then, see, so here's the concept behind the designs. You see the vegan, but what's happening is each letter is made up out of the vegan diet. So when you get close up on it and you read it, you know what you're supposed to eat to be vegan. And if it's not here on the shirt, the answer is no. So when you look at the kale shirt, the kale shows you every single nutrient that's in kale. Every nutrient that you're going to get from the kale is on the shirt. So now you don't got to answer no questions. Oh, what you going to eat, brother? Just give him that Superman look that The Rock stole, right? Clark Kent did that first, and The Rock stole it and went platinum with it. The Rock eyebrow like, we're eating kale. You're eating french fries. It's impossible for you to beat me at anything. I'm serious. I beat this young dude playing basketball with that same principle in Philadelphia. I was in the gym, and this is a quick story. I was in the gym, and when I was going into the gym, like 3-4 inches taller than me, I see my man outside with his cigarette. You know, he got his little girlfriend and all that. He think he cute. So we go in the locker room and all that. Me and Jason, Minister Jaffa, we get ready. We come back to the basketball court. Now him and his friends, the whole team is in there. They playing ball. And I'm from New York, so I made a mistake. It was my fault. He kept calling me old head. I'm like, yo, hold up, homeboy. How many old, look, I'm not that old, family. I'll tear you up in front of your friends right there. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you know that since you smoke cigarettes, you can't never beat me in no games. He was like, hold on, old head? Old head is a term of respect. You know, there's people that, you know, we would look up to and respect. We call them old head because that's where we get the wisdom from. I'm like, oh, okay, well, old is no good, and head is something totally different in the Bronx. We call heads crack fiends and dope fiends. So that's a head right there. I'm like, hold up, I'm an old head. What am I, an old head? Chicken head? Oh, I'm like, hold on. I'm not those guys.
Right.
So we start talking crazy to each other, and I played him being 11-3. And I would bet that we made in front of his friends and his girlfriend was that if I beat him, he's got to stop smoking. And if he beats me, we smoke the next cigarette together. And I told him, I said, there's people and there's forces on this planet that's not going to let me lose.
That's right.
Because I'm playing you for your life.
That's right.
He was like, yeah, but how you going to be able to prove even if you beat me that quick? I said, your girlfriend and your friends is there. You're going to look like less than a man if you leave here with an L on your back and then smoke a cigarette. I'm not worried about that. They're going to take care of that for you. Look in her eyes at the disappointment that you're getting washed from the old head, then going to smoke that cigarette to console yourself. She'll take care of it. All right? So the health will show itself. And that's the reason why we've been having a protein conversation, because I'm tired of vegetarians not looking healthy and strong. And you got meat eaters looking crazy. So the young kids, they're like, hold on, look, I hear what you're saying, Minister Enki. But my man over there with the money and the girls, I'm probably going to try that out first. Then we'll circle back around to this thing you're saying with the grass. We'll figure that out. gonna get me some steaks, some protein, and some girlfriends in the car or something. I'm gonna be balling like Jim Jones in videos. Right? So, I'm close on that and turn over the mic to our honor. Our woman of honor today. This is what we came here to celebrate her life.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am very sorry to be late today. I was supposed to start, unfortunately. I wasn't able to make it on time today. I am very, very, very sorry about that. Today, before I even start, I would like to give my granddaughter Sorai 2 minutes in my time, so I'm going to cut you a little bit short. I'm going to give you 2 minutes on my time to sing a song for me, so she know we kind of celebrate my life, my miracle, and also to say thank you to God, thank you to Minister Inky, thank you to my families and friends, because without them, without God, without my families and Minister Inky, I won't be able to stand up today. So let her sing, then I'm going to tell you the story in a minute.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
At home, what language was that?
This is Creole. If I have to translate, she will say, kind of drop her in the water. So in other words, there's deliverance in the water. So once you go to church, we're singing Creole, French, Spanish, English, but she sang a lot of Creole. Instead of saying in English. So she did that pretty well. Okay, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm too excited whenever Minister Inky by me, so if I made any mistake, please forgive me, because I'm always excited when you say run, because that's a miracle. 1 year ago, which was April 2013. Doctors, I'm kind of resume my talking because I'm going to let some time for people who need to do consultation. Doctors has condemned me to death with cancer. Cancer in my lungs. They said it's already touched my bones. There's nothing they could do for me. While the doctor was talking nonsense, she was the first one who said, "What are you talking about?" She was in my room, in my hospital room. She said, "What are you talking about? You better tell me what you're going to do to make my grandma feel better." And then my husband, my kids, my other kids, only my son here today, they said, "Doctor, I don't understand." And we're not going to hospice. They want me to go to hospice. And they said there's only one thing they could do for me. They could give me pain medication to help me with the pain, but there's nothing they could do for me. And in other words, they closed the books on me. And my son, he was doing a lot of research, That's how he met with Amber Institute. When he started digging, and then he finally had a chance to speak to Minister Enki. He make an appointment, and then we have a consult over the phone. When they're asking me, as I said, I'm kind of chap because of the time. So when they're asking me to do the chemo, I say, no, I'm not going to do the chemo. And first, when the doctor said, I'm going to die, I said, Doc, that's not true. And I told them there's 2 types of cancer. One of them gonna kill you. As far as I'm concerned, it is for the glory of the Lord. My cancer is not going to kill me. They're looking at each other. And I said, yes. Anybody know what that sign said?
Crazy.
Loca. Crazy. Fool. Fall. So English, French, Spanish. Yeah. And I said, yes, I'm crazy for the Lord. They were so shocked because they don't know if I sing the language. And then anything they want me to do, which have to do with hospice, I refuse. And they finally get mad at me. They kick me out of the hospital. And as soon as we get home, my son got hooked up with Minister Enki. And then Minister Enki said, young lady, you don't even see me. How come you know I'm a young lady? He said, young lady? It's very funny. You know what? Are you accepting me to go on a date with you? I said, oh yeah. But you know, that when you come from hospital, you have pain all over your body. I said, oh yeah. But the best thing, the best part, I was eating a pasta. And then he started talking. He said, that's going to be our first date. And he started talking. My son on the phone, my daughters, my husband. I am on the phone and I'm eating. Any question he asks, I answer. I answer. And when he comes and say, no pasta. I don't believe I'm eating pasta. And then somebody told me, no pasta. And I look at the pasta. It looked, oh, nice on the table. And then I said, okay. But that day I said, that's going to be the last pasta I'm eating. I'm done eating that pasta that day. I'm eating all the pasta that day. And then before the conversation is finished, I'm finished with that pasta and stuff. And then he said, if you could follow my direction, I don't even give you 2 months, you will stand on your feet. I'd say, yes, sir. And then he tell my son everything to do, what to buy, and then he expressed some medication for me. That was April 13 exactly, 2013, I started the medication. 1 month after April, I went back to the doctor who was forcing me to do the chemo and send me to the hospice. She said, you look good. Really? And then she said, are you thinking about the chemo? I said, Doc, with all the respect that I have for you, have little faith in God. I'm not taking the chemo. They give me a pills. What's that pill name again, Ben?
Tamoxifen.
They gave me tamoxifen. He said, are you still taking the tamoxifen? I said, I didn't take it. But after I spoke to Minister Enki, he said, you could take 1 every week. You could take 1 every week if you want. But I keep taking what he sent me. Because I have to tell you, they're not taste good. I have a tea. Those tea. The best part of it, he said, it's nasty. I said, I don't care. As soon as I could get the result. Sometimes I have to do this.
Yeah.
You know, just close your nose and fill up your mouth. Send it down. Just need to go down. I need to get better for my kids, for my family. I want to live. So I just tell him I want to live. And then 3 months after, I went to see the doctor. She said, my oncology. Last night I tried to find the word oncology. I can't remember. And she said, oh my God, look at you. My test results, my blood came out 14. Everything was looking good. She said, oh, I guess I was wrong. Everybody, the whole family was in that room. When we look at each other. And then what happened to her after she told me that? They have to transfer her. Because if she wasn't given the tamoxifen, that probably they want to force me to take the chemo. So the company kind of fire her. They realize she didn't do her job, but which they don't know I don't want to take the chemo. The company don't know if I don't want to take the chemo. So they kind of fire her because she gave me the tamoxifen. Instead of the tamoxifen, she should have pushed for the chemo. And then at that time she's gonna tell me, oh, I'm getting transferred and stuff. And I told her, oh, why they have to transfer my doctor? I'm going to miss you. And we're looking at each other, we're laughing. I'm going to miss you, I'm going to miss you. Which, I don't even care if they transfer you or not. They want to send me to hospice. From hospice, April 2013, from now, ladies and gentlemen, if either one of you wants now, I'm a Christian, I'm not gambling, but if you want, any one of you, men or ladies, you're gonna bet some money, come stand here, we're gonna walk together to see who's getting there. Who's getting there first? So this is me. We'll stand right here. I'm feeling great. I'm doing right. I'm doing okay. Thanks God. Thanks to that wonderful man who's been giving us that lecture. See this man here. He's not only a friend for me. After God, I feel like he's a dad. He's a friend. He's a counselor. He's my mentor. He's my family's mentor. That's the reason why.
Wait, I gotta stop you. Because I'm getting too much credit.
Wait a minute, she crying.
I'm getting too much credit. She did the work. And trust me, all you gotta do is get one of those teas from me to drink and you'll realize it. She did the work.
Yeah, but you inspired her.
Exactly.
You know, she could have been probably dead by now.
Exactly.
Somebody inspired me,
No hair
because I
on
was
her
dead
head.
for a few
Beautiful
seconds.
hair on her head, she would have been bald with the chemo.
I was dead for a few seconds. So I feel like I'm charged to do it. I don't have a choice.
So why you didn't go to the
Somebody helped me, so I gotta turn around, pass that on. Now she got it, she gonna pass it on. Y'all here for that reason, that y'all gonna go home with it, and it's gonna keep on continuing. To the point, at some point, we break the bank. See, at some point, what we do, the regular things we do, become these things, and then there is no conversation about this anymore. We no longer have these short lifespans. The people on the planet with the best genetics have the shortest lifespan. Nobody's paying attention to that. How is it that we die 10 years faster than everybody else? And they're stealing our organs to replace theirs.
Yes.
How is that? They have something in Europe, in Germany, it's called afamelanotide. Afamelanotide. All right? Afamelanotide. You can look it up.
like A-flat, right?
Afamelanotide. It is a synthetic form of melanin that they're using to treat cancers, birth diseases. You know, like when they examine you, like if you're pregnant and they see the child might have defects, they're giving them this in vitro and it's correcting the defects. So how is it that they're injecting liquid you into people and it's fixing them and you can't even fix yourself? Problem. But most of us don't even know that's going on. But we know the newest Drake song. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team up in here. We know that. See, look at that. Look at that. It's already started something up.
See, I can't even cry no more.
But then I'm like, okay, well, how does plasma work in your body? Okay, let's do something simple. Your knee bone's connected to your, look at that. Two of us. Hold on. You skipping the whole, from the knee to the hip, you skipping something.
The thigh.
That's right. And then we listen to some of our brothers like, yeah, I got knowledge of self. If you go from Earth, it is 1,996,000 miles to the sun, and from the sun it comes back and it spins around. Hold on. That's not knowledge of self. What's wrong with you? Did you hear what you just said? You said you had knowledge of self and you started talking to me about planets. No, you have knowledge of the planets. That's not knowledge of self. Knowledge of self is what's inside. What's going on in here. You cannot have knowledge of self and smoke a cigarette. It is impossible. You cannot do that. You cannot have knowledge of self and drink a Pepsi. I have arguments with 5%ers all the time online. Oh, I have knowledge of self, knowledge of God. God what? Stop that. Cigarette is your God. Beer is your God. Pepsi is your God. That's what you worship. My God told me, I don't see cigarettes or anything in here. There's no cigarettes in here. There's no Pepsi. You will be mad when I do that? Like, what do you keep pulling that out for? What do you mean why you keep pulling it out for? I'm waiting to get around too. Read this book. There's some awesome stuff in here. Because in the New Testament, and I ain't even gonna go into long because people be mad. But in the New Testament, people are like, oh, we're under grace. No, you're not. I can show you right in there where in the New Testament they equate eating meat with fornication. I can show you where it's in there. Matter of fact, maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Give y'all something up, homework. Because you can type it into Google and it'll pop right up for you. And they tell you what will happen if you practice that. And if you look at today's diseases, you see it's happening. You see it's happening. Your body's invaded with little demons that are sucking the life out of you. And we're looking for it to be something spooky because we've seen The Exorcist, so we're looking for our head to go around. Oh no, your head's going around all right. When you look at that doctor bill, so, I mean, it's true. Sometimes people ask me stuff and they expect me to sell them a product. I'm like, yo, just eat some lemons and drink some water, dude. You're out of here. You don't need none of that stuff. Just relax. So, come on, Sarai. And then we're going to let your grandma finish. But you can't be giving me all that credit because you did it all yourself. You and Jimmy.
Grandma is the best.
I know she is. I know she is.
That's right, grandma is the best.
Because grandma is the first person that I helped with something serious that had the courage to come out front.
Right. She wasn't stubborn.
I had a gentleman that I helped with HIV. Man, I wish he would have came out front. But he was like, bro, I didn't even let anybody know I had it. I'm not getting ready to tell him that now. Think about it. You got to answer a whole lot of questions. People didn't know you had AIDS for 2 years? And you're like, yeah, I had it, but now I don't have it. You're like, oh, stop, hold on. Okay, that's cool. We heard you got the cure, reverse, whatever happened. But let's go back to the part where we were eating off the same utensils for 2 years. We were kissing and wait, you said what? Somebody gonna step out and say that? You're like, I'm good. Go look at me the same. C and B, we all we got, baby.
So he has no AIDS at all.
Well, if you go by the books, like magic, this is what they would tell you.
Right.
We've examined you, and we can't find any traces of HIV. However, you're not cured. You just don't have HIV anymore. Correct.
It's either yes or no.
Right. In the real world.
Right.
You know, with the medical stuff, this is a lot of smoke and mirrors and confusion. Okay? But he doesn't have wasting syndrome, he doesn't have his alkaloids. His immune system's working fine. All right? And my first journey into that was a 1,200-page book that my godmother gave me. Lost the book a long time ago and didn't read the whole book, obviously, 1,200 pages. But the book was entitled, How You Can Get Autoimmune Deficiency Syndrome from Smoking Tobacco.
And that's what they call AIDS. Yeah.
That is what it is. I was like, wow. And y'all worried about kissing folks. So, I'm gonna give you back, man. But you gotta get some of that glory for yourself and God.
Grandma Nikki's the best.
And Jimmy.
Thank you, thank you. I know the time is kind of going, as I said. This time, we're really here to celebrate my victory, where I could say, Minisenki, Jimmy, my family is, God first, remember, we always put God first. Minisenki, Jimmy, my family is, the rest of my family is. Then I come after them. Because once you're sick, you have to follow all the comments they give you. So we did work the system. And I'm still standing here. I had to tell one nurse who worked with the doctors, who's calling me on the phone, said that I'm going to die. I had told her, therefore you are a liar. And I told her, since you already have my number, I enjoy singing. So tell them, when you die, to call me. I will come and sing in your funeral. Yeah, so the nurse called me because, just to put the pot to get the chemo, that's going to cost $10,000. So they missed that money, plus the money for the chemo. But thanks God, thanks to Minister Enki, my families, my husband, my children, I'm still sitting here, and the hospital, they lost this money for the chemo. Anyway, that's the story. As you could say, I'm feeling great. I could move around. I just waiting to see what God gonna do for me. I feel if I kept this to myself, I didn't share it with other people, I will be selfish. That's the reason why last year, Minister Enki, he paid his own ticket to come to visit me in Florida. He came from Bronx. Then he have to sit for 36 hours on the train to come here to share my story with you all guys. 36 hours. It's not 36 seconds or 36 minutes. Or even as you could hear, you all here, left his family behind to come to share or to, to celebrate my 1 year's anniversary with us. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you please, tomorrow is Mother's Day. He should have been home with his family, with his wife. But guess what? He chose to come to Florida to celebrate my victory and to share with you, to let you know what God could do but God always puts someone on your way. God, He have pastor, doctors, prophets, and help me out, please. Doctor, evangelist, and there's one more. I have pastor, doctors, evangelists, prophets, and
Preachers, ministers, messengers.
Deacon.
Everybody.
that says everybody. No, in the Bible there's 12. I just missed one. Okay, anyway, what I'm going to asking you to do, I'm about to be off. The reason why I know somebody gonna need to do consult, you wanna go home, guys. And I'll tell you from what he done, I used to love meats a lot. I enjoy making barbecue chicken a lot, and it tastes good. But I don't know for how long I don't care about meat. I don't even eat fish. And there's a lot of stuff. As you could say, we have a t-shirt, say vegan. My son wear one too. I have one to fight cancer, and so many. And we also have some t-shirts available for sale today. He have some medication for those who are gonna do the consult and stuff, and some videos of the lectures he's done in the past available. We also have Miss Fatima, and she's in the front. She have a product also who's helping people who want to lose weight. Those people are very, very important in our life. So right now, what I'm going to asking you to do, please, as you all hear this lecture, I believe we should have gone to a university.
Right. That's right.
And we have to pay a lot of money just to have a lecture like this. But today, we're not charging or anything to receive that lecture. Or else I know Miami people are very generous. I'm going to ask you please to help me cover the fee of his traveling. That's all. Thank you, and may God bless you all. And I don't know if Miss Fatima, I'm going to put Miss Fatima shortly while I'm going to collect your little bit generations, because we have to cover his fee of traveling. But the next time, that's when people ought not book him. They have to pay money up front. He come to Miami for me, no charge. I only have to cover.
No, that's not
his
true.
traveling.
She gotta stay healthy. That's the payment.
That's the charge.
That's the charge.
So please hear me out.
Wait, let me
Thank
tell you
May
something
God bless
before you
you.
disappear. No, you gotta stay here. I got such a good gift. This was my gift that I got from her. I'm gonna tell you what my gift was. She was losing her eyesight from the illness to the point where she couldn't drive her car no more.
Oh, I'm driving, guys.
That was my gift.
I'm
She said, Minister, I got a surprise for you. Jimmy was like, come on, run. She pulled up in the car, I was like, that's hot. That's hot. I was like, that was crazy right there. I started really thinking I was smart after that. I was like, wait a minute, you must know something. You must know something. That was me. That was something I felt.
Yes.
So, yeah, so you do work.
Yes, now if you see me turning my wheel just with one hand, you will be surprised. At first, my husband had to drive me all the children. And one day, I said, you know what? I'm not sick anymore. If I'm not sick, I have a driver license, why not using it? And I asked my husband, why did you put the car key? He said, why? No, I said, I just didn't see it. I don't want to let him know that I'm going to drive, so he's going to say no, or I have to obey him. I said, oh, I just didn't see your car key. And then he said, it's right here. I said, okay. I went. He went to the bathroom, and then I took the car key. The first day I drove, I took her to school. And when he come out, I said, Elia, Earlier? I said, I just look so high to school. And since that day, I keep driving until now. So God is good. Thank you very much for your all coming. Thanks, Nan. Oh, you done. Sorry. What you want to say? Come on.
Hey, everybody is the best.
Oh.
Okay, now that's
Now there's the Miss Fatima 10, and while she's talking, guys, I'm going to kind of pass it on to collect things, the Lord's gift. And thank you for celebrating my victory with me. Thank you. God bless you.
That was a beautiful testimony. I would just like to ask that you guys please give another round of applause for this testimony and the wonderful minister and the information that he brought to you guys. Every time you come to Miami, he's always bringing some profound information to share with us, and I think that that's awesome, that's amazing, and we thank you for that. It's truly an honor for me to be able to work along with and aside such great minds. Again, I would like to welcome you all to come out to our Health and Wellness Gala tomorrow in honor of health and life and in celebration of Mother's Day. Let me put the address out there for anyone. I know we don't have any more flyers.
Gonna put it on a PowerPoint? Like type it on Word real quick and then they can see it bigger?
Yeah. So Inky's gonna put the 1647 Southeast 31st Court.
And put the zip code so they can map quest it. Yeah, the zip code.
That's Homestead, Florida 33035. The event starts at 2 p.m. sharp. We will be having live lectures there from some specialists like Minister Inky, myself, Basulu App, Sister Najis, and several other health and wellness professionals here in the Miami-Dade area. I would love for you guys to come out and enjoy this experience with us. We'd love to have you there. You put the time there at 2 p.m.?
Until we say so, right?
Yeah, as you already know.
And did everyone get one of my business cards?
Yes.
She was passing out? All right, great. Again, I'm a certified holistic health counselor. I teach people how to use food as medicine. I also teach the science of nutrition. I want to share with you guys a quick story about myself and what got me into health and wellness. I was brought up on a plant-based diet. And when I turned 16, I went to Wisconsin to go live with my sister. Now, Wisconsin is a dairy state, and in Wisconsin, it's considered the norm to have beer for breakfast because it's also home of Miller Brewing Company. So there's a lot of beef and cattle and things like that. I participated in that lifestyle for a few years while I was up there. I started consuming a high inflammatory diet. I started drinking a lot of alcohol and eating a lot of processed foods. In the process of me doing that, I gained 206 pounds. I went to the doctor in 2004, and the doctor had told me, oh, you're borderline diabetic, your cholesterol levels are through the roof, and it was obvious that I was overweight. And at the time, I really couldn't...
So how much did you weigh?
I weighed 206 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a mess. My energy levels were low, and mind you, I was brought up on a plant-based diet. I was raised as a vegetarian, but when I turned 16 and I went to go live in a dairy state, and I started eating a lot of cheese and milk and animal products and processed food and drinking all the alcohol, it had such a toxic effect on my body that at the age of 26, I was in horrible shape. But then I had to think back, how was I before I started putting these things into my body? I've never weighed any more than 125, 135 pounds. I've always had lots of energy. I've always was full of life. And when I started putting these things into my body, the alcohol, the milk, the cheese, the dairy, living up in Wisconsin, not getting a lot of sunlight, being in a house where it's cold, not really being mobile, my health took a very bad turn. I say all this to say that everything that the minister is talking about, I can verify it because it was an experience that I experienced. A lot of times when people look at me now, they say, oh, there's no way you ever weighed 206 pounds until they go and look at my YouTube channel or they look at my before and after pictures or my videos and they say, oh my God, Fatima, is that you? Yes. Well, how did you do it? How did you lose the weight? How did you lose 70 pounds and how do you keep it off? I did it by plant-based nutrition, using food as medicine, and things like that. So there is, I believe that we all have the ability to heal ourselves if we can just connect back to nature and follow a natural way of life. I look forward to you guys coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna leave you with that, and thank you all for allowing me the time to just share that with you.
And she's here to help show you that path if you want to find her.
Yes.
So you want that path back to nature, she will get you there. She'll give you some coconut like every kind of way.
Yes.
Curry coconut, jerk coconut, barbecue coconut.
Oh yes.
So take coconut smoothie. Like everything. So.
Did you have a question, sir?
Yeah, can we prepay for the tickets now?
Yes, you can. You can pay. It's actually better. Everyone here today that wants to come to the event tomorrow, it's $10. If you pay tomorrow, it's $20 at the door. So it's best to pay today if you want to have access to the event and get it at that rate.
Now let me ask, who was the first person here?
We were.
Now look at that. Look
No,
at that.
they were.
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all are together.
Yeah. And
All
then
right. So let me see what we got. 'Cause we got.
Want me to hand it to them?
I'm trying to find out. They got to come up and get autographed.
Okay.
Now what we was doing with these shirts,
Yeah, but
this was like the winter line. We was trying to go
waiting
for
inside. They were already there.
the thrifty. Okay, this is one large male, two medium male. This is a large male. And this, listen, let me tell you why the Fight Cancer shirt is my favorite. The reason why the Fight Cancer shirt is my favorite is because when you're fighting cancer, it is a no, gotta be BS. It's my favorite because Mama Atomics is right there on the G. Hint, hint, plug, plug. But no, I love these designs. All right, so we got, I think, two.
But what is Monatomics for those who may not know what Monatomics is?
Monatomics is the first ever on Earth photovoltaic supplement designed for us, by us. And what that means is it helps basically produce electricity in your body. It turns you up. It is the turn up, and it does that by acting directly on the blood plasma. It's another medium. All right, so I think these are all ladies now. So we got ladies medium, ladies large. All right, got large ladies. It's another one for the men, I think.
While he's looking at the t-shirt he's gonna give out, I just wanna say thank you, and I also want to say I did collect $90 So thank you very much, and we're gonna present that $90 to add to your.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Put that right in there. All right, so we got another men's meeting. All right, so y'all can come up to grab these drums, because y'all got to get pictures and video and cameras and... All right, this is a video for ladies, right?
Can I be in that picture?
Of course, you got your shirt on already.
Of course.
But you don't need that large. 120 pounds. You need a small, a snug. We're gonna make it a new size called snug. Yeah, medium is like, it's large.
That's my grandma.
Let me smell it.
No, I want to smell it.
You got a lady small over there, Jimmy?
Yeah, there's one here.
Smells good. Ladies large. Oh,
Fight cancer. Woo. We love fight cancer. We have fight cancer. Because Aiden likes fight cancer.
we can stop. You know I'm an Instagram addict.
Right.
There's a rule though. I got to get my pictures. You got to take two, so he getting on Instagram. You on Instagram quick. You're taking the pic.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotta take the picture. Want to use your phone too? Oh, definitely. You gotta get it all like angle like this, so you can see the hood a little bit.
Or no?
Right.
Okay.
But I think they realize after you moved to me.
Ready?
This one first. Oh, Minister Iggy is a superstar.
Great.
Wait,
Okay.
Oh, he's like, hey, I gotta see how it looks first.
gotta get it. Let's just separate this. You know how to put it back? Oh,
Okay.
Instagram, man. You know how to do this?
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'll take that.
Now wait, who else? You living well too? Oh, wait, y'all hold that up. So your thing.
I know he was learning on help him. Because you was trying to feel what he was saying.
I should cut this off, right? Oh, yeah.